Welcome to the Wild Magic School Bus. This Dungeons & Dragons podcast may contain fantasy violence, language, and most likely a mimic or two. Content warnings can be found in the episode description. Alright, with all that out of the way, let's buckle up and open a back window, because it's time to start the adventure. Meanwhile, I'll sit here and wonder how Winter Soldier could be a deadbeat dad. Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Wild Magic School Bus, the most unprofessional D&D podcast you will ever hear. I, of course, am your DM, Calvin Piper, and these are the...
There he is! Yeah! The Pied Piper, Calvin Piper.
Very unnecessary, but appreciated. Let's go around the room and say hello to everybody who plays this game.
Hi, I'm Drew. I don't have my character sheet pulled up, so I'm going to go from memory. I play Zeph, the draconian warlord?
Warlock.
Ward
Doc. It's two words.
Wardok.
Yeah. Wardell.
And that is it. Man, I was going to do that funny joke about, hey, this is Drew, and as you can tell from my voice, I'm Caucasian.
Too bad we missed that.
Yeah.
It didn't hit the first time, that's why I just... The patriarchy. I'm Will, and I play Cliff, the lizard folk artificer who does not need to look at his character sheet. What up right now?
Nice.
Hello, I'm Preston. I will never get good at this. My name, Frick.
It's Lucian.
Lucius, man! Lucius, dude! I play Lucius freaking Kane, dude! Azamar Warlock, that's too happy to be here. Like, why would he be happy to be here? Oh my gosh.
Everyone's favorite ass talk.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm Michelle Piper and I play Kenneth Quinn, the Human Ranger.
And I'm Liz. I play Okiana, the Tiefling Bard.
My name is Matt, and I don't know.
I was waiting for Elliot, too.
I play TBD, the male variant human monk, level 3, maybe.
No, we're not, dude.
I love how he just goes
Human variant, male.
Oh, we are level 3.
Not male variant.
That's how it's listed here.
I don't want to.
Matt just goes with what his heart tells him to.
Oh,
that's how.
Well, I
it
like
goes.
it.
That's how we play.
We love you.
That's how we do this. Oh gosh. Yeah. Let's keep this ball rolling. Why don't we? Because it never started rolling. And jump into episode 10 of the Godscar Chronicles. Thank you for not making that sound. Oh my. Oh gosh. So, the last time we were here, the party had gone on a side quest, as it were, to uncover the goings-on of a strange well inside the Copper Cove. There was rumor that the well water was causing some strange machinations around the people that drank from it, and the party went to investigate. Turned out there was somebody who was mooching off of this strange water and trying to sell it. When confronted, they learned he knew nothing about it and that the root of the problem was actually much deeper, so the party went to find out who. After tunneling through the underground aqueducts of the Copper Cove, they found a strange teal disc located in the underground water systems that turned out to be a Terran reality, dropping them into the strange chambers of one Khedive Mudaza, who calls himself the Lord of the Seas. After offering themselves, some gifts, some tribute to this individual, they asked if he could please stop doing what he was doing to the water, as in their words, they said they were just having fun with humans. And they agreed to do so on the condition that everyone provided them a name. After which they asked if they could leave, which Moav was more than happy to do on the condition that they also provide something else for him. And when no one could think of anything, he asked for a show, and that show turned out to be fighting strange water mythical creatures. After defeating them and being some of the characters being beat to crap after one hit, because, I don't know how to balance encounters very well. The party was able to put on enough of a show that Moav thought that enough damage had been done, no pun intended, Ohiana, and sent them back on their merry way. One by one, they found themselves back in the Copper Cove, and that is where we find ourselves tonight. So, as you all step through the teal disc that was produced by Moav Kudal, as you all step through, Kenneth Quinn shouting that he was still a son of a bitch, I believe. You all, one by one, found yourself stepping out, dripping wet, into the open streets of the Copper Cove, not far from the well, which you had all started this investigation at.
Quinn, I don't understand why we care so much about his pedigree.
Speaking of pedigree, I would like to look at my book and see if there's any, like the book that I have from Orwell, to see if there's anything in there that would, indicate his lineage, what he was.
Sure.
Okay.
Make an investigation check.
As she's peering through her book, I just kind of rub my temples a bit. And it's always rough when you have to snap back to reality, but, you make it happen.
15.
15?
Yeah.
You'll find some information there. We'll get back to that in a second, though, because that'll take you sitting and leaping through the book to learn all that information. So, but we'll get back to that.
I would also like to wring out some of my clothes if it has some of this mystical, magical water, and see if maybe I can put it into a little vial or something.
Sure, you can wring out some dirty dust water into a
Are you gonna
vial.
strip naked and read a book in the town square?
That's exactly what
It's not
she's
my
doing.
worst Tuesday.
All right,
What's your best?
but nevertheless,
Can't talk about
that's where you are. What are you guys gonna do?
What are we doing? Who commissioned us for this again?
Actually,
Oh, the city, right? Or something?
No, it's Orwell.
The
I
house.
have a contract through him. Say, speaking of which,
This is her job.
what do I do with this here contract? Since evidently it's done. Where do I turn it into?
The contract provides information on where to turn the information in once completed. So you don't have to roleplay that because it's not very glamorous. It's just literally like going to the DMV and submitting paperwork.
Give us definitely 2 hours.
I mean, if you want to do it, you're more welcome. But
is it a take a number system, or do we just kind of go scry ahead?
Michelle, can your character read? Okay, good. We're good. We're good.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, so you can complete that contract without issue, given a couple hours, and
Do they have any other ones up for grabs?
not at the moment. No.
All right. Okay. All right.
But yeah,
All right. How much did we get paid for that?
you should have that written down somewhere on it.
That's a great.
Great
47,000.
statement.
Yeah. More gold than we can. Oh, platinum than we can carry. Oh
My goodness. So 300 GP, bro.
How did I write it down and you did?
300.
Oh, man.
300 gold
Just hear the
pieces.
vibe. All right. Do math.
300 divided by. I can't count that high.
It's gonna go by 8. We're gonna divide it into 8, I believe.
Does Paul get some or no?
6. No, I mean he kind of just mooches off from mine, to be honest.
There are 6 of us, though.
Yeah.
We can have a Paul hole fund or something.
Well, here's the thing. We've got. Are we just gonna when the little lion man's with us? Is that when he's gonna get paid, or are we gonna just he's kind of a part of the group, so we'll just keep his portion?
No, he's like a contract.
He's not doing any of the work that we just did right here, right now.
I'm just trying. Okay,
That's true.
Whenever he's present for the work, he gets the coin.
Okay. Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
seems fair.
And,
Okay.
you probably could assume that Aramir is making money in his own form or fashion while he's not with the group. So.
Prostitution.
That's what I was thinking.
He's in
No.
college. Gosh, sorry, Will.
With one now.
Yeah,
Stripping.
sorry, but
I mean, that's what the majority of them are.
Yeah, stripping's more dignified.
So, I mean, dancing.
Burlesque.
I'll let him defend himself when he gets here. I'm not doing
So
that.
6.
Ah.
Or 7 and 1 for the whatever. to the top.
So like 42 apiece.
42 piece. Yes. Sorry, I do not know. That's not my accent.
That's not where
I
that
do not know where that came from.
Did you just hear what he just did? He's mocking your voice.
I know. I mean, at least he's not calling us lizards again. I don't want to have to.
I
have
never
that
called you
discussion.
that.
Here you go, Zeph.
It was
Wait.
Ohiana. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Am I holding your 42?
holding it.
Okay.
He said, and I quote,
I'll just divide
only we
all
can
of-
call us that.
I have it in my
funds
inventory.
Okay. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Great episode.
It was. We were on fire.
Yeah, we're really on fire.
right?
Yeah.
Wait,
a little
you
more
said
to the.
you said 42.
42, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Because it was like 42 and
Do you get any leads for like the next
0.8, so I'm not really worried about that. We'll tie it on.
What is our investigation, anyways? What are we trying to do?
But 300 divided into 6 pots is 50.
We're putting one in.
Seven.
7.
We're
Community
putting one in
funds.
for the pot.
Look, I don't want to live
For
together.
the viewers,
anymore with the
Liz
rest
is
of us, but
making
at
a
some
funny
point-
face where she scrunches up her face and like she doesn't approve of that.
That's fine. I suppose.
You know, for someone that travelled with a circus, she's really uneasy about weird people living near her.
I don't think that's it.
It's less about the weird people and more about not getting my fair share.
Do you want any more gold to make you happy?
Lucius, please hold on to your gold. You seem to.
I mean, he's
lose
going to
it
throw
quite
it on
well.
the ground in 10 minutes.
I realise this.
Oops! I should.
That's actually a good point. You might want to
That's so
hold most of his
clumsy.
gold for
I'd
him.
rather him have hold of his own gold to distribute as he sees fit.
I open up the casket.
I'm gonna peek in there. Can I peek in the cat?
Hey, Tabidi, I want you to, watch Lucius over here. If he throws gold on the ground, just run over and pick it up.
Just pick it up.
Just pick it up like a pigeon.
Okay.
All right, test run. Drop 5.
I pick it up with a little puff of air and catch it.
Damn! You
Nice.
keep that. You keep that. That was really cool. You keep that, man.
Here's that.
Thank you.
You know what? I'm perfectly okay with it.
Seems like it.
Still my money. He's just holding it.
Oh, okay, no doubt. Wait, you got service? I was kidding.
No, we're kind of like the responsible parents that's
Like a
meeting.
hedge fund or something.
I'm investing his money for him.
I've never had money before, so I don't know what to do with it.
Buy like pastries or something.
Yeah.
You know, I heard a story once that alleged that if you throw your money in the ground, come back a year later, nothing changes, so don't actually go do that. I think that was the moral of the story.
If it's in a populated area, it's gone.
Oh, you know what? Is there anybody at? Was there anybody at the well?
Yeah, we gotta see if like Remy's still alive.
I'm pretty sure that dude is drowned.
Going back to the well,
I am. I was well.
there appears to be, I'd say probably about 6 individuals just kind of out and about
Loving
the
slimes.
general area. No sign of the thugs
Very
or Remy.
spicy.
If you, I mean
I
you're
like
just kind
it.
of like looking around. Just
Yeah,
make
maybe
a
I'll
perception
ask
check.
one of those.
Make a perception check.
Folks. Ooh, that's a nat 19 plus 5. We're talking 24.
There's something definitely different. The well was kind of this weird like conglomeration of like a well / fountain where like the water came up and kind of flowed down into these troughs that led along the sides. But you can see near the top where the water comes out and then pours down, there's a little bit of like a bowl, like a large bowl where that water spills out. And right on the rim of it, it's a bit more decorative because now there's 5 tiny statuettes that are all posed on the rim of the bowl.
Are they us? What are the statuettes?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They look like 4 rather large, muscular,
Oh, that's for sure us. Oh,
orcish individuals, and one
I have no muscles.
it's like fair elven individual, just all kind of maybe about 4 inches tall, just kind of on the edge.
Can I pick one up?
They're in the.
Oh, they're
I mean,
in it?
you would like break it off.
I'll break it off.
Yeah,
No, you don't.
wait.
break one of the stone figures off the.
So can I ask one of the
He's
people
small,
that's
right?
nearby?
I want a Remy.
Okay, you take Remy off.
I take Remy. I put him in a casket.
Sure.
Oh, is that actually them?
I mean, yeah, we not like
That's
stories.
actually them.
With a 19 perception,
Wow.
if you look at the
He's
statues,
thick.
they do seem to have looks of like horror on their face instead of like they're posed like beautifully, like almost like cherub-esque, like they're posed, but like their faces, the tiny little granite faces, definitely have like
I
looks
would
of
call
like
these action figures.
Oh shit!
like terror.
I know what to call these live action figures. Like we call them the puddle pirates because like that's what they were earlier. So like they're the puddle pirates, like action figure, like line, like it's pretty cool.
Is this like a business venture you want to start?
No, I just think it's funny because he was a butthole. So now he's.
Oh, actually, I need you to make a strength check because it is granite, so I don't know if you can like tear it off.
Oh
or
damn,
not.
that's a good question.
Yeah, I need you to make a strength check because you are kind of weak.
Do I need to make sure?
Yeah, you need to make a strength check. Yeah.
9.
No, it's like yeah. So it is stuck on there.
Can I help pry it?
Yes.
I'll help him pry it.
Make a strength check.
So strong. Ooh, actually not bad. Strength check.
You are strong.
That's 17.
17?
Yeah.
It's not enough.
What?
They are. They're
decorations.
built
They're
into
public property
the.
now.
Like it's not like they're just like set on there. It looks like they are a part of the structure.
Are y'all trying to climb up into the fountain?
Well, damn, I don't know how good I feel about these people turning into statues or making deal with what's his bucket.
Well, they didn't make a deal. Oh, you
Well,
talking about
no, we
us?
made a deal.
Oh, what was the deal again? I forgot.
We give up the name. Maybe.
We gave what?
Maybe that's why he wanted names.
Why can I say my name?
I mean, that's explicitly why he wanted names.
However, we didn't give the names of the guards or the security
That's
that
true.
we had around.
He probably got
Freaking
Remy
out,
to
though.
give him those names.
All right. So okay.
Oh, true.
What do we do next? Should we keep exploring this? Do we
No.
have- do
No.
we need-
No, I think we've on this
We
loose
did
end
what
up.
we need to do, and let's.
You've done a very good job on your mission.
Yeah, you did.
We-
If anyone asks, Remy got stoned and we move on.
Think how much. Wait, where's our money at? Is there any money?
Yeah. When she turns the contract in, she'll get.
No, I'm talking about from like Remy, like that, like.
You gonna rob the
I
fountain?
feel like the Deep probably took that money back.
He probably did, yeah. There's nothing around.
No, there's no.
Nothing inside the fountain?
No, nothing outside.
Tiny little granite pieces of money in their tiny little.
Oh,
granite
so
pockets.
cute! I'll take those.
You get 200 granite.
That sounds almost like a lot of money.
Well, shit.
Okay.
I mean, we could always go back to our primary mission, searching for Tygia.
Oh yeah, we need to do that. But
I don't
also,
remember that.
Well, so we're trying to find the guy what was in charge of the group that set the boat on fire. It's just, I think we ran all our leads dry really quickly.
that's why we took this. Really, kind of
That's like,
helping.
oh cool, a side contract, aka it's a new thing to focus on. Because
Do we know any of his like vices? Like, do we know like what he likes to do in his free time, and somehow like we could slip like an agent in to like, I don't know. You know, like what I'm trying to say.
Who?
Don't we have
Honestly, anyone. Like, do we like? Oh, Tiger.
Well, because we're
like,
trying to find
not Gale
Fenlow.
Wind.
Tygia believes that he's innocent. So
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
yeah, we talked to him. Actually, we tried to talk to him. He's
did.
kind of,
Well,
he was kind of an ass.
I know my last attempted conversation with him didn't work well, but I can do this.
And he just turns into
Run-of-the-mill white guard.
run of the white guard, or he
Steve.
turns into Tiger. He knows
Okay.
what he looks like, so he turns into that.
That's,
Or anyone else I've seen, really.
oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a bit unsettling at times when he does it without telling.
Not really. I can do that too. I'm just kidding.
So that's on the table.
All right. So I mean, well, actually, hold on. You're really good at messing with people's minds and stuff.
Yeah,
right? You
that
mess with my
too.
mind all the time, man. You're so
Yeah.
crazy. But like, and also we got the best talker ever right here. I'm putting out Oihan and not Quinn because Quinn is good at other things. But Oihan is really good at talking with people. You guys would be the designated talking people.
Okay.
Talk squad.
I mean,
What time of day is it?
At this point, it's still about afternoon. Not much longer after you guys began like looking into this. So
Okay.
it
Not
doesn't seem
much
like
time has
doesn't seem
passed.
like much time has passed.
Really?
Is anything else different besides this fountain? Do we notice anything else that's different?
No, nothing else. Even with her 19 perception, doesn't seem. The only thing you noticed was the obvious little.
Can I just take a look? Like, are all of their things that they had, their little like booths, is that gone?
Sure.
I'm not good at that, right? Yeah, no, that's 11 minus 2. That's a 9 there. Okay,
9.
cool. Yeah, everything looks fine.
It doesn't look like there's anything. There wasn't really a booth other than just kind of like a ramshackle setup that they had where with all the cups and stuff. None of that is there. It doesn't really look like.
Nothing looks amiss.
Yeah,
Let's
nothing
go.
looks amiss other than the fact that the fountain looks like it has some new decoration on it.
So what are we doing?
I'd
Looks
say
better that way.
yeah, we kind of finished it. So I don't know. We've got to figure something out with Fenlow.
DM.
Oh, Fenlow.
Roll
We're looking
for a
for
good
him.
idea.
Oh,
I'm gonna take. Yeah,
I'll give her advantage. Wait,
For
I
a good
can't do that.
idea.
Yeah. For a good idea. Like,
Sure,
we're
go ahead and roll for a good
gonna
idea.
Okay, good. 16. But you know what? I still have inspiration. What is that? D8?
You're my
That's you
No,
roll.
you
If
roll
I gave you
with
inspiration,
advantage.
that's you roll you get advantage.
Oh, with advantage? Oh, okay.
Natural 20.
16.
Yeah, you're pretty confident you can come up with a good idea.
No, I needed it.
Alright, cool. Well, see.
I'm not
So,
gonna
like,
give
I'm
you.
giving my inspiration back. since it
Okay,
was
so I will,
useless.
for your sake, I will. You rolled inspiration. You know what you want.
I didn't see anything.
As far as you know, the only other pressing matter right now was that Galen Tolliver imparted a task for you guys to find Henry Fenlow. Fenlow is supposedly responsible for the explosion on the dock and has since fled and has not been found. You haven't really done much to gauge where he is other than asking Galen where he would be found, but that does not mean that you've exhausted all of your leads. Being that most of you are...
Pretty cool.
You don't have to role play it, but if you wanted to spend a day or two literally just wandering, looking, like just asking the local taverns, the
Says he makes friends wherever he goes.
Yeah, you can spend a good chunk of time without having to role play it to start looking into like some leads and rolling to see if maybe you can
Yeah, I'm gonna take a minute and just.
Can I also? Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm just gonna look at Pothole and be like, I'm just gonna talk this one out, and I'm just gonna the screen, the tempered glass he's behind. I'm just gonna start writing stuff out.
These can't see.
Yeah, you know, and like, well, you see, so he was here, and we knew he was here, and he did this thing. We talked to this person. Who else could we talk to? And I kind of look at Pothole and look at you and look back at Pothole, and I assume he has no idea what's happening because he's reading backwards. Mate, you told me you were dyslexic. This shouldn't be a problem. And I just started to start writing it backwards. Intelligence check. It's a 22 to write it backwards.
Damn.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
You're really good at it.
So I look at him like, here you go.
So you're providing Pothole with
all the I've literally just in my head recapped everything that we have done over the last day and all the information we've received.
Okay.
And I'm kind of looking at him like, so, Mr. Underground, what you think?
So you want Pothole to begin to network and figure out what he can find out? Okay.
You're making
Then I will go
Pothole
ahead.
so useless by keeping him above ground. He's supposed to be.
It's even better he dies. I feel like I'm. No. Didn't think I was doing him wrong. Okay.
Pothole nods, turns around, and just starts marching off.
Hey, damn it! I gotta put a leash on this guy, and I go after him.
Much like the vent from last time, Pothole disappears into a small manhole in the ground.
Okay.
And that's where he went. You get the sense that Pothole is going to get information, and he'll find you whenever he's done with his thing. So so sacrificing your steel defender for a time, Pothole can go gather information for you. So
remember, he can hear the song of your heart and
it's true. Yep, the heart of the cards. Yep.
Dragon heartstring. Yep.
That's what my mind instantly went to.
Dragon test,
Could I ask something for me? For my mind, this is kind of a reach, but also I want to also explore this possibility for maybe future reference if it's relevant. So remember Robinson, the youngin with the uncle with connections and stuff, gave us that medallion that basically gave us access to that place. It's called the Rove or something.
Yes.
Could I possibly ask around about how because it's where in my mind from what I've heard is that's where people go to disappear basically.
Sure.
So I just want to
So you want to begin asking around about the Rove?
Yes.
Okay.
And also I would also be very loose with my money too.
Okay. I would say if that's the case, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay.
Well, actually, how do you want to do it? Do you want to investigate? Do you
want to try to persuade but accidentally intimidate.
Okay. So
because that's what Lucius is.
Pick one or the other. Up to you.
Is it?
Hi, how are you?
I will say if you pick persuasion, I'll give you advantage because you're using your money. If you pick intimidation, it's just a straight roll because you're handing money, but you're also scaring people. So that's kind of offset.
No, that's okay. Let me think. Let me.
Can you roll for confusion?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll something. I'm gonna roll.
It's up to you. I understand the dynamic of both, but
okay. It's persuasion. Roll natural 20, so I'm gonna do persuasion.
Your persuasion. Nail it. And then you waste that natural 20 on the.
No, it's okay. Roll another one.
You get advantage because you are using money.
Oh, dang. Okay, I rolled 18 and 13, so 18 plus 5. 23, right?
23. Go ahead and roll 2d10 for me.
2d10. That's money. Spirit bomb. Donka.
Ooh.
7 and a 3. So 10.
10 gold pieces.
The law of averages is a trip.
Yeah, so you spend 10 gold, and with a 23, you do uncover a little bit of information on Fenlow. You learn that he was last seen in town about 2 days ago.
Okay, hold on. Fenlow. Seen 2 days ago.
And last anybody had heard, it was at 23. There's rumor that he left town and headed back to his home base.
His home base, and did no one say where that might be, or a general direction?
As far as anybody can tell, Fenlow is Union, and Union normally are in the Union headquarters is in Mecca City.
Mecca City.
Road trip.
So if he left and went back there, in theory, that would be the next logical place to track him down.
Okay. And can I just gather some information about Mecca City, like something like very like skeleton?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, you can gather it pretty easily. Mecca City is the capital of the Brasslands. It is the seat of the Brass Lord, the ruler, the de facto ruler of the Brasslands. It is the seat of all the great houses. Every lord of the great house resides in Mecca City. It is the hub of all development and industry for the Brasslands. Any advances in arcana science is held there, and it is a very large. It's massive, unlike anything you've ever seen. People will tell you. I mean, if you ask anybody at a bar, anybody you know, give them a couple of drinks and kind of loosen them up, you'll hear stuff all over the place. It's like you'll find ships just flying. Ships black in the sky. There's ships everywhere.
Wow.
Other people talk about. It's like these weird, like robot things that like roll through the cities each day. Like I've heard even some of them. No, they don't pick up the trash.
Wow. What?
They just say make harmful greenhouse.
I've heard even some of like the local law is like turn themselves into like half robot, half human.
That's so cool.
I know.
Cops.
But yeah, so you get kind of just a general sense of like it is a massive city of wonder, and it is the hub of everything in the Brasslands.
All right, cool. Then next time we all gather up together, I'm gonna throw this like cute little notebook I found, and I like full of information. It's like very small, and it's like quite that like. It's very. It's, like,
Does anybody
full of
notice?
information. No, yeah, just roll perception check if people notice. Yeah. That's it.
Do you draw our attention to it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do we all fight over the book?
It's an 11.
Close enough.
That's good enough.
Double digits.
Like you can sense my presence in the room because I'm creepy as hell. So you're like you look at me and then you notice there's something right in front of me. So
Someone want to read that and tell us what it says?
I have great handwriting.
I assume it's all the notes of everything you found.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, for the record, have we taken a long rest?
So
Two of us were healed.
in process of this, he's gonna spend about that information takes 3 days to gather.
That's fine.
A span of 3 days. So in this time, if there's other investigations that need to be done or want to be completed in this time, you are more than welcome to do so. You'll reconvene with that information that you'll present to the group. So,
If I would love to kind of beef up my boomerang a little bit.
sure.
So if there's a shop that I could do that at, that would be fantastic.
Depends on what you're looking for.
I would love either something that would give it, make it cause more damage or like make it more precise. when I throw it.
Sure. So you have two options.
Okay.
You can do that magically, which is through enchantments. Much more expensive, much more permanent.
Okay.
Or you can do it through a skilled smith who can basically do what blacksmiths do. They can add material, they can sharpen things, they can do all kinds of stuff. It gives them wear and tear. Do eventually wear that away, but it's a lot cheaper, and so
How
it's more
expensive
of
are the
a.
magics?
It depends on what magic you're using, and that is based off of the enchanters themselves.
Okay.
So, essentially, without going into all of the D&D jargon, I could give you just kind of a baseline thing and see if you want to do that, or if you wanted to look for something specifically done and provide that information, then I could give you a price line there. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of give you the closest, like, comparable thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
So let me go ahead and look at that. Anybody else doing anything while I do this? Kind of fill the space.
You guys let me know if this is okay, but I think that Zeph, Glyph, and Tabidi are going to excuse themselves back to probably the barracks where they live.
Yeah, we really need to figure out this living situation.
And
Top bunk.
Top bunk. That's right, Tabidi.
Figured it out, nailed it, we're fine.
And Zeph and Glyph are going to try to help Tabidi remember anything about his past, while also having some conversations about their own past that was like has been sparked by recent visions or dreams that they've had, and
specifically like the rat situation,
and the familiarity of the crystals and magics used with the rats. They're going to realize that there is a ton that they don't remember from their past, but they're remembering bits of it, and they're going to try to dive deeper into that to try to figure out what was this, what's so familiar about this, what are we remembering.
And I'd like to think that we're kind of talking it through with Tabidi almost.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to help him process and figure out his past, so we're like, oh, we'll show you how to do it. This is kind of active reminiscing.
Mm-hmm. Like just including him in the whole thing, since we know he doesn't remember a lot. And
I remember up to a certain point, but yeah.
And then I would probably, the only other thing I would do is like seeing Ohiana struggle with finding a better boomerang. I'd be like, well, I think it might just be easier going a different direction with your weapon. But boomerangs. Speaking as someone with an island accent, boomerangs actually are really impractical.
Excuse the... Who the fuck do you think you are?
I'm not being...
Did I say I was struggling?
For someone with a low armor class, you're being very defensive. I'm just saying.
Calm down.
I never said that I was struggling. I wanted an additional option, so I didn't always have to exhaust my spell slots.
There was a misunderstanding, but I think the heart of what he's trying to say is maybe he could help you with his skills to improve a weapon that you might have. Just do it.
I mean, I've already enchanted 2 things, so I can't really enchant anything else.
Guys, I got a bunch of cupcakes.
I'll just be doing research in my book.
Was that an offer of assistance, or was it...
I mean, not really, because there's not too much I can... I'm just saying, like, the weapons and stuff is kind of what we do, and I can count on 0 hands the number of people I fought that use boomerangs. So it's up to you. You could use it if you'd like, but you don't have to.
I'm going to recuse myself from this conversation.
No, I'm also going to recuse myself.
I don't use weapons, so...
Yeah.
Me as well.
You are a weapon.
Yeah, I was about to say, Tabidi, baby boy, you are the weapon.
I'll give you a thumbs up and a little flame comes out.
Whoa! Baby, chill.
This guy's so cool. I can't.
What if we call them weapons?
This is the kind of stuff we need to talk about.
Very
I don't know, weapon...
That's really reductive. That's like how you make a super soldier. I want him to be a person. You can be whatever you want.
Weapon boy.
Weapon boy. Now that's humanizing.
One day, weapon man. One day, weapon man it will be.
For Ohiana, a enchantment to make your boomerang magical and give it a +1 to damage and attack is going to be 6 work days of time and 500 gold pieces to create.
Okay.
How much money do you have?
Not that much. No. Yes.
Calvin,
Yes.
This is what. Okay. Zeph, during this conversation, because of this conversation about the boomerang, I don't know what sparks this in him, but he doesn't. He's kind of wants to be on her side about it, and he doesn't understand why his buddy's being so like decisive. Boomerangs are stupid, so he's gonna actually start trying to use his
his packed weapon?
Yeah, his packed weapon, yes.
Uh-huh.
And try to actually shape his scales into the form of a boomerang just through observation and actually use his. And he's really fucking hoping that it comes back because those are his scales that he has just formed into.
What's nice is that
throw him at the ocean.
It's a packed weapon, so it always comes back.
Okay, good.
Even if it doesn't return.
That's what he's hoping. That's what he's hoping. He's just never done something so violent as to fling a spinny thing out. Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, even if it doesn't boomerang at all, which in the beginning it doesn't, they will eventually return because it is a packed weapon.
Good, cool.
So, but yeah, so you got that there. Kenneth, during your research into your uncle's notes on on creatures, you come across some information that leads you to believe that the thing you encountered was something called a Marid.
Okay. Any other details about it in there?
A little bit. It basically boils down to Marids are creatures of elemental planes. Specifically in Marids, it is water elementals. They seem to be of a slightly higher hierarchy than most elemental creatures, being like leviathans and water elementals and those type of undersea creatures that are sentient, in that they are master manipulators of water and water magic. It is rumored that they are akin to other elemental creatures known as Afriti or Jinn or those type of things, but it's never been proven, and obviously different elements, no possible way they could be related, but they all seem to have a similar sense of power and prestige. There's notes in there about how a lot of times, especially the ones known as Jinn, which are air elementals, are very easy to capture and use and manipulate, which is why your uncle has a note in there about being warning about wizards who use Jinn and stuff similar to that. So, but yeah, so basically the long and the short of it is that a Marid is some sort of a water genie that seems to hold itself in high regard.
Did we just make a deal with the water genie? And what repercussions does that have?
None. One last thing I would do, I'd just write one word on a note and put a couple platinum in it and just leave it at Okiana's tent.
Okay.
And the word is Mombele. Give it a Google, Liz.
Mombele.
It's a pretty fucking badass thing.
Let me see that.
Can you spell that?
Mambele.
It's like a
basically if a boomerang and an axe had a baby.
It's like a multi-purpose sickle.
Pretty freaking sweet.
Axorang.
Axorang sickle.
Boom axe.
A boom axe.
The boom axe.
The boom axe.
Hey, Okiana, drop the boom axe. You okay, Preston?
He's a boom axe.
And you said you left that with a couple of platinum.
Yep.
What?
It's not going to be cheap to make it, so figure that help with your down payment.
Well,
I can't really make quite that well.
Chill.
Okay.
Nice. We all love each other.
Yeah, I'm just now, other than those things, kind of just waiting on Pothole to resurface after his bender.
After about a day and a half, Pothole does resurface and provides you with. So you wanted information on Fenlow as well, or were you looking for something else?
Anything that he might have heard of the comings and goings.
He learned a little bit different information. He learned that Fenlow had left the city as well. Did not provide a location as to where he went, but just knows that he for sure did leave the city about a day and a half ago. At the time of him reporting to you. He also said that there are several contracts that have been put out as well for Fenlow.
Hold on, that's unsettling because after 48 hours it becomes really hard to find someone. Yeah, I relay that to the group. I'm like, hey, just a heads up, we're not the only ones looking for this guy.
Yeah, maybe we should hustle.
I think if Mecca City's kind of the destination, I feel like we should probably hop to, figure out how we're going to get a boat.
Is there flying ships? So airships.
Well, there's several different ways you could get to Mecca City if you wanted
Are we
to.
homies with Galen enough to get an airship over there?
By dragon.
Yep, that is the fastest way.
I think that maybe our connection south with House Tolliver could prove useful in
Most definitely.
Getting transportation there, maybe?
Yeah.
Especially if we're doing a job for them, maybe we could, like... It might be crappy because we might be on a cargo airship, but it's still an airship. So it might, like, it would be really good. Like, yeah. You guys want to try?
I mean, we've ridden in a couple crappy cargo ships before. It is what it is.
Yeah, at least
Oh, that's how I got here.
I'd be way better than Tabiti's last trip.
It's true.
Man, what was that one NPC that exists for, like, 1
Civ.
second? Civ, the best NPC ever.
Rest in peace, bless up
Lucius and Ohiana.
Don't be like
It is also during this time that you guys are given the information that the circus is packing up and also making its trip to Mecca City, where it's supposed to be doing its shows here in a couple weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's
We
perfect.
could always just travel.
So
You mean we
It's
get the
much more
opportunity to travel with Richard?
Yeah, I love Richard.
That boy pitches a hell of a tent. No one pitches one like Richard.
It's always an audience in that tent, too.
Everyone's looking at Richard's tent.
Really?
Day or night, actually. Yep.
Honestly, whenever he feels like it.
sometimes when he doesn't want to.
He's like, sometimes it's like, I don't know how to get rid of this tent.
I've heard that if he's at it for 4 hours or more, you need to seek medical attention.
That's the thing about some tents.
Well, yeah, because we usually have an injury every performance.
Hey, guys, let's go.
Wait, do we get to ride in the circus?
Yeah.
Oh,
Come
We gotta
along.
come up with an act.
So I will lay out this. If you're considering this Mecca City, I will go ahead and lay this out for you. This is going to be a bit of a trip. I don't have the map for you guys on hand, but I can go ahead and provide you with the information. From the Copper Cove to... hold on, give me just a second. I gotta find it again. From the Copper Cove to Mecca City is a total of 21 days, or 481 miles,
How many?
via the roads. 481 miles, or 21 days.
I gotta send a letter home before I can go.
So, sorry.
That is by main roads.
by foot.
By air, it is a little bit shorter because it is a bit more direct. So
the
it
road
reduces your travel time to about 15 days.
That's really good.
But it is that comes with expenses because you have to pay for per day of travel per person. So if you fly via airship, you have to pony that up. Obviously, traveling with a circus would come with less of a fee because obviously you're just following a caravan of circus.
Oriana, and what's your name?
Lucius.
Lucius.
Huh?
Is there any chance we might be able to offer services on the trip to...
Like protection or something?
For...
Nailed it.
Maybe, yeah.
Or even just, care for the creatures
Sure.
in our charge, or
Probably get some like free food for it.
If we're already behind trying to find this guy, shouldn't we try to go the fastest route?
I agree
Excellent
with that
point.
too.
Excellent.
Oh, that is fair.
And you said he left 2 days ago?
You said...
Right.
At the
I
time
just
that
was
you
like 5
guys had
days.
gathered the information, people had said about 2 days ago was the last anyone had seen him.
So
You got the sense, I will say this, you got the sense from the contracts, none of it was, price-wise, it was only a couple hundred gold per contract, so nobody was like dying.
10,000 gold.
Yeah, it was not like a bounty on his head, dead or alive thing, but so your time is not limited, but you also need to make sure you are aware that you're not the only one, so if you run
Right,
into
but-
other interested parties,
But
that's
the
why.
reward's not enough to make anyone try real hard to go real fast.
No.
And
There
spend
would
that
be
extra money.
no. I mean, it's a peon in a much larger system. There's no reason. The only people who truly want him would be Tolliver, obviously because of the damage he caused. So
Think about
they're
how
willing
much
to.
reward it is.
How much would the airships be, just out of curiosity?
We're talking
It
Spirit
depends.
Airlines.
It depends. If you just go via the common person's transportation,
Economy.
I can pull that up. Or if you
Could
wanted
Tolliver hit this
to.
up?
If you wanted to speak to Galen and see
I'm
if
gonna
maybe
try
they
that
can
for
provide something, they could do that too. It's up to you guys.
guys
I mean,
be able
it's
to
a
get?
worth asking.
Yeah, let's
Would you
try
guys be able to get leave from the circus?
Yeah, totally. They don't care about me.
We've already been granted leave.
Okay, I didn't know if it's like
And
a.
so you can meet them there. Like, we go ahead, and then they're coming up right behind us.
Sure.
I'm keeping in contact with Dimitri, so
All right.
I've honestly, my entire stay there has been really temporary, so I can go anytime.
Well, shall we
Kinda
see
like
if
a-
Tolliver can make this go faster?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, because we've been
Perhaps less
granted like a
expensive.
permanent stay,
Yes.
and it seems like they're on like a non-committal contract with the circus.
What? There's no contract.
I don't know how circus works.
Oh, me either.
Bro, let's go.
Okay, well if you're free, we're free. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to.
So you guys are gonna go talk to Galen?
Yes.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Moving into... Give me just a second.
Now, Tabidi, when we get there, I think you should do all the talking.
Hey, that's a good
A
point.
second chance.
Second chance to talk to a person.
You're the second person I've ever talked to.
You know what happens
The
whenever
first
you
time
speak
went
to
horrible.
My cold-blooded friends don't count.
We're not people.
He knows not to call us lizards.
How'd you guys know my blood was cold?
Zeph is actually surprised that you have blood from the way you move.
Guys, you see
He
me
doesn't.
being, you see me like bitten and all that other stuff.
We thought you were just like a ghost with ectoplasm.
No, it's like very slow though.
Okay, that's right. We've got 242 gold in the community pot, and I'm going to use the restroom, so I figured I'd let you guys know.
That's
before
good.
we figure out how much it's going to
Alright, so...
How much gold are you putting in?
gathering everybody together, you are able to collect yourselves at the governor's estate of Governor Zabo, who is housing currently the Tolliver nobles that reside there. Upon entering and presenting yourselves and requesting Galen, they tell you to hold, as they're going to go ahead and collect them. So you guys wait. About 15 minutes later, in this kind of large hall where you guys are kind of awkwardly standing, trying not to touch anything that is very auspiciously cleaned, you hear the sound of footfalls
They're gonna
descending.
have to dust after I get through there.
Probably. Some footfalls descending the steps, and you guys can see Galen Tolliver still wearing robes of nobility, but all of it has seemed to be, all of it again is like tucked and pulled up into more utilitarian style. The skirt has been like kind of pulled back and like tied around the waist almost.
Girded?
In a sense, wearing these long kind of like leather pants underneath. The kind of like billowing sleeves have all been kind of pulled up to the elbow and kind of wrapped in cloth. All very well done and very well made, but obviously again trying to shirk the more ostentatious versions of her clothes. She descends the steps, kind of wrapping her hair up in a bun behind. After seeing all of you, just kind of nods her greeting and beckons you all to a large sitting room just off to the side of this great hall. Setting in, it looks to be a library of sorts with a large fire and books that probably haven't been touched in years. She sets you all down. Some drink is provided.
How big is this library?
It's pretty large. I would say about the size of. I would say it's probably 40 to 50 feet room, and maybe about 20 feet tall, with like the large kind of rolling kind of ladders that go along the sides of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a nice sitting room. Can hold. It's a bit. It's not cramped, but you can definitely feel the closeness of everybody, being that there's like 8 individuals in here right now. But yeah.
So is this like your also hello? I bow. A little bit too far. My head hits the ground.
Galen kind of gets taken aback by that, but she quickly composes herself.
Just kidding.
It's all right. You don't need to bow every time.
Okay.
Is that what that was?
We've found out some information as far as the whereabouts of Fenlow. We know that he is, or have heard that he's traveling toward Mecca City. And as House Tolliver is in charge of the cargo ships, we were perhaps wondering if we might find passage on one of the ships to go pursue that lead. We thought it
And
might...
you're sure that this information that he is indeed heading back to Mecca City is accurate?
We've heard more or less from, I believe, multiple sources that this seems to be the route that he has gone.
That is peculiar. But if you trust your sources, then I trust your judgment.
Wait, why do you say that's peculiar? Why do you think that's odd?
She kind of looks down the hall for a second.
You can whisper if it's.
His library. Fenlow is a lower member of the Union, and as such, reports to them, in a sense. Working for the noble houses, in my opinion, means nothing when you are under the Union's thumb, and heading back to the homeland of the Union, as it were, seems like a risky move for someone, especially if what they were doing was less than savory. I still maintain the belief that Fenlow was doing this under direct order of somebody else. I don't think he was...
Some crime lord or something?
Not necessarily a crime lord, but definitely...
Aspiring something. Under the table.
He was not smart enough to do this on his own, and if he did, it was a very stupid move, so...
Okay.
And this, to me, screams even more stupidity. However, I can't say I truly understand the mind of this man, as that obviously he swore fealty to my father's house for years, and now has destroyed one of our ships, so...
I mean...
So do you yourself have any promising leads that you think are more likely than him going to...
As much as I wish I had a better answer, I fear that Mecca City is probably the safest bet. If he's trying to hide from us and doesn't want to be seen, what better place than to be in a city of millions of people?
That's what we were thinking.
We heard also that is his home from where he hails. So
that is true.
Finding friends with whom he is safe and will keep his secrets seems likely as well.
Okay.
That is very true.
What about the Rove again, guys? I sort of what? That's like
Rove?
Yes, that's like where all the freaking like crime people go to like, or like outcasts or whatever. Like just people that want to be somewhere else. They're very exclusive, and it's like off the grid completely. That's like the perfect. Like if I committed crimes, I'd find that place, and I would love to find that place for future crimes I will commit.
Does it even exist?
Yeah, I heard it's not findable.
Exactly. But those things are usually findable.
The Rove, as far as I know, is unfortunately, my dear Kane, nothing more than a children's tale. It's been told for years, generations, in fact, of a magical, mystical place where anyone can be anything. But honestly,
I'm from Udall, and those things are true.
Here's the thing.
That is true.
What if the Rove is actually just the friends you find along the way?
Oh.
I believe that is one of the versions of the story. Nevertheless, the Rove is mere legend. Anybody who asks.
Where's that medallion or whatever? Like, what's that necklace that like we got?
In this legend, was there ever a legendary way to find the Rove?
I got the like medallion thing.
It's been years since I've been told the stories, my dear. I don't remember them. I just remember the stories of the Rove as always being kind of a...
He blushes. His scales turn a little pink around his cheeks, but being called my dear for the first time in his life.
So,
Galen, you were in the bathroom.
Hey, so Galen, like, I mean, there's this like medallion that was given by someone who is a nephew of someone who runs the entire establishment. This, now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds like I've been tricked. But like, look at this. Look at this for me, please, because you're very intelligent. And honestly, here.
He gave it to us to let him go and told this story to convince us.
She takes the medallion and kind of looks at it.
Like, no, trust me. He was very scared. Wait, I don't know if that's even more reliable. I don't. Damn it!
She kind of flips it over, looking at the kind of brass-looking medallion with these like gears all kind of set into it, and kind of as she kind of puts her finger inside some of the gears, you can see that some of them are actually kind of set to where they can kind of rotate around each other.
Holy shit! Have we missed this?
Not in anything. Just like again, it's all like see-through, but you can just kind of like move them, almost like a fidget ring kind of a thing where you can kind of move.
Fucking compass to the right, rave. And the podcast takes a turn.
Oh gosh.
Lucius cocaine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you get inspiration for that. Unfortunately.
Oh, please, can we do a one-off where they go to a rave?
Lucius cocaine.
Yes. 30 years down the line.
Right. Yep.
Quit the circus.
Yep. Oh, that'll be when the episode after everything's all said and done, and you reintroduce your characters for something. When you do a battle between campaign 2 and campaign 3 characters, he comes back as Lucius Cocaine.
I'm gonna say this right now. Campaign 2 would have wiped the floor no matter how high level
Rip
we are.
Club owner. That's what Lucius Cocaine would be doing.
Ooh, do across all 3, and you come back as Samir, the Kenku drug lord versus Lucius Cocaine.
Chad, the drug lord?
No, when she went back and became the Kenku drug lord or whatever she was at the end of. Anyhow, nobody understands this lore that I'm throwing out there now. Back on track.
Spliff and meth.
TBD.
LSD.
Oh gosh.
TBD is just like a mystery bowl.
No, we're just making a one shot where everybody is just like straight out of the.
It's the worst version of yourself. We have
straight out of the HBO series Euphoria. We're just yeah.
We were trying to get picked up by CBS, but instead HBO was like, more fucks and we'll do it. Okay.
Alright, so she's twisting these gears.
Yeah, she's twisting these gears.
She kind of spins the gears and looks at it and hands it back to you. I will admit it's a handsome medallion, and I don't know what it's from or don't recognize any of the symbolism, but I don't know if it has any relation to anything called the Rove.
Alright, I'm looking at it while they're talking.
I appreciate your belief in such a thing. I forsook those many years ago.
But if we had like a handsome, like super, like intelligent, like tiefling wizard around or something.
Can I look at it?
Yeah, Griffith's kind of machine-y.
Yeah, I'll take a second. I'll look at it. I'd like to roll an intelligence check. That one's only 7. So as I look at it,
can I use my inspiration for it?
I think personally, there's a treasure map on the back.
Can I use my inspiration for it?
No, it's just for you. Okay, so, but she hands it back to you, and
I'm not fucking stupid.
Nobody believes you are, but
oh my gosh, this Robinson guy. If I see him ever again, I'm gonna.
Weird how the tables have turned.
I'm kidding. That's a joke. I know. If I'm never gonna see him again because he's at the Rove. Duh.
You've just walked yourself in a circle with your logic, buddy.
Man, I'm just so pissed right now.
That's alright, we'll take a look at it later. Alright, so...
Nevertheless, travel to Mecca City shouldn't be too much of a problem. I certainly can provide you with the contacts needed to get there. How soon do you want to leave?
ASAP.
Dawn?
Let me see if I can... hold on. And she kind of goes... she stands up in one moment and kind of leaves the room for a minute. About 4 or 5 minutes later, she returns with this small, looks to be kind of like a copper kind of bowl almost. And she kind of sets it down in front of her and goes, we'll speak to him now and see if he's available. And she kind of puts her hand on top of it and begins to kind of like turn it back and forth, different rotations. Actually, as you watch these runes on the top of it kind of light up in different sequences. Yeah, and as she activates all of them and finishes, you hear kind of like the bowl. When you put your finger around a wine glass and it begins to kind of hum, as she's been rotating around the edge of this bowl, there's been kind of this kind of hum that comes out of it. And as that hum slowly fades away, you hear this kind of tinny like voice, like, hello. And she kind of leans over and speaks to the bowl. Jimbar, is that you? Ah, Gaelwyn, I was wondering when you would call. Yes, dear.
You're on speaker.
Gaelwyn, what are you wearing?
You're on speakerphone. Stop.
No. Or is it beakerphone?
You're trying so hard. You need inspiration for that.
That was shitty inspiration.
It was so bad I got inspiration.
He's thrown like 6 of them out. I'm like, I didn't want to try to do it, but I just wanted to stop.
I mean, split and math was where the inspiration should have.
That took too long to come up with.
No, it did not.
No, it did. And Calvin was probably watching me as I looked like I was struggling to.
You look like Brandon Kelly. I saw this.
What? my jaw kind of went a little slack, and my eyes rolled up towards the ceiling.
Took a minute. Anyhow, she continues. Jimba, do you have any ability to fly some contacts of mine to Mecca City within the next day or 2? There's kind of like a background, almost static in the background of this bowl, and then you hear, "Should not be a problem. I can do it by tomorrow morning.
Yes.
And she kind of nods. Tomorrow morning. Thank you, Jemba. You'll know them when you see them. I'll send them with my regards. Thank you again. Happy to do so. And then she kind of, again, she puts her hand over the top of it and kind of like muffles the sound, and as she like pulls her hand away, sounds go. And she kind of picks the bowl.
Can I roll an insight check on them? See if like they...
Make an insight check, yeah.
If they have a thing or something.
Oh no, we're not doing that again.
Literally, I'm the...
Are any of the high houses diddling each other?
I love all
Never forget.
Cliff immediately takes to his notebook to see all of the like the weird stuff he's pulled from potholes. Like
Natural 1. Natural 1.
Davey?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
So, hey, Galen.
Yes.
Do you have a crush on him?
I'm sorry, on
Jimba.
Jemba.
Jemba?
No one in the world has
Jembar.
ever had a crush on someone named Jemba.
Do you? I mean, you don't have to. Sorry, that's intrusive.
I think I did in 4th grade.
It's quite alright. No, thank you.
I didn't ask you how. Like, where are you letting me down?
I appreciate the candor. No, Jemba Sahabi is a good friend of mine. He's been friends of mine and my brother's for many, many years.
Okay.
He will provide you with transportation out of here. I cannot loan any of House Tolliver's resources to you right now,
This
being
is plenty. This is plenty.
my brother is suspicious of my activities as of late, so I must keep a lower profile.
Your brother sucks.
What do you call that, bowl?
Oh, this.
Yes.
It's called a... It's... I don't know what the name is for it. I know that you input certain locational runes, and those runes are connected to another similarly enchanted bowl, and you're able to speak through it. Almost like a long-distance message spell or something of that. I'm not quite adept in arcane, but it is a less intrusive way and a more convenient way for us in many cities across the Brasslands.
I like it. I can see that it would be very helpful. Do you have a spare, perhaps, that you could send with us?
Unfortunately, no. They are usually only have 1 or 2 per household, and they're used to communicate with pre-programmed bowls throughout many other lands.
Ask her if she has 1
Is there like a bowl network?
I would assume so. Again, I'm not the most attuned to the magical arts. I just know what to do and how to activate it, and it provides me the information I need.
You know what's really funny? I'm the same way with my magic, so
Splendid.
I just know how to activate it, and I don't know exactly what it does, but it does stuff. It's pretty cool.
Just keep a journal.
Whenever we get back to the barracks, I want to sketch it.
Okay.
I'm noting that down.
Okay.
Get the patent, bro.
But be at the docks tomorrow morning. Look for Jemba Sahabi. You'll see him. His ship is probably the one with the giant green sails. If that is the ship I'm assuming he's going to take you on. And I'm sure he'll let you on with no issue. Just tell him Gaelwyn sent you.
Any tips like what kind of person he is? Like, do we need to tiptoe around him? Like, is he like stepping on eggshells with him?
Oh,
or is
no,
it like
no. Jemba is a good friend of mine.
He's just a pretty chill guy.
Yes.
What kind of a ship is it?
If I know Jemba, it's going to be his ship.
Like a passenger ship or...
Do you know what it's called?
His ship?
Yep.
It's known as the Emerald Treader.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Just thinking that's badass.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like the Emerald Shredder.
The Emerald Treader.
The old Emerald Treader.
Alright, mate.
It's probably his...
Preston, you sound like you're having a stroke as you finish that
He
sentence.
literally does.
I'm in character right now. 50-something.
His character.
My life.
Australian.
It's probably his personal ship, so...
Trying to write in italics is impossible.
It's pretty hard.
Just do it.
Will we need to bring receipts? Or will this cost anything, the trip?
No. This is a favor from Jemba to me, and you all are currently assisting me in my my goals. So consider this part of the payment for finding Fenlow.
Well, we appreciate it.
Of course.
Never been in the airship before.
Hey, just don't look over the side.
No, I'm going to. I'm gonna hang off of it.
Tabidi, how
I thought
you
you
feel
just
about
got off an airship.
No.
You would. Well, I don't know. You could have taken a boat to. You could have gone across the ocean. I'll let you decide that. Normally, if you come from Udall to the Brasslands, it is normally by airship because the Copper Cove and
What's more lucky? Boats or airship?
Both are used. It just depends on if you had the coin to do so. So I'll let you decide.
I'm poor. I was poor coming here.
Okay, so you took the boats. That's fine.
I'm definitely poor.
Actually, the boats are way more expensive.
Yeah, turns out they're
bad with water.
You don't have to deal with harpies on the normal water boats.
That's true. A lot less sea creatures to.
I've never had so much serotonin as that one time where I grabbed a harpy out of the air and disintegrated her. That was so cool.
Not in this campaign.
Not in this campaign. I'm talking about the
different timeline. Every time we do that, someone from an alternate timeline comes over here and dies.
No.
I'm kidding. That's not.
It's
I'm not
future
going
Rev.
to do that.
Oh no.
gosh, that's what happened to Sif.
Yeah, every person that Rev killed in campaign 2 is
Comes
family
here,
members of Tabidi that
Someone
died on
over
the
here.
slave ship.
Yep.
You feel good?
Yes, that's a lot of people.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm fixing that deployment.
Anyhow,
Preston feels good.
you guys can take a rest that evening and wake up the next morning and gather together at the docks of the Copper Cove. A familiar place, bustling with people even this early of the day. You can see there are many ships here that were unloaded overnight and preparing to launch this morning. You can see the large kind of sails being unfurled and picked up as many of these ships, sea and air powered, are now beginning to either push out into the sea or lift up into the air. Immediately noticeable is one that is set off a little bit off to the main docks of the Copper Cove. This large three-masted ship, these giant green sails kind of flitting lazily in the breeze. A giant, looks to be a flag kind of lazily hovering with this, what looks to be a golden Z, kind of like in this almost curved cursive style with a large kind of ring around it. Emblazoned on like a maroon flag. But that very ostentatious ship is definitely standing out amongst the other ones.
This is what happens when we have friends, guys. That's what I'm saying. We get to do stuff like this.
That's pretty sweet. No lie, I will send a letter. Be like, BRB, going to Mecca City, having a grand old time, enjoying the weather. Love, Kenny.
That will be. It'll cost you a silver piece to ship that.
Also, I will say, I will write in there that what we encountered was in fact a water gin dispatched. I'm gonna make sure to be like contract complete. All right.
All right, so you can send that letter out, no problem.
Tell my dad. I don't pay taxes.
Okay. So, making your way to this ship, you are immediately greeted by several crew members, all dressed very similarly in like these kind of like off-white tunics with green kind of billowy pants and red sashes, either worn across the chest or around the waist. Upon giving them the name Gaywan Tolliver, they immediately receive you with joy and well wishes and bring you onto the boat. And prepare for launch.
This is a lot better than a troop transport.
Yeah, a lot less smelly.
As you guys are kind of gathered on the top deck, you can see their stuff being loaded into the lower portions of this thing. Checks being made, ropes being pulled. You see sails being adjusted or fixed. And you can see kind of coming out of what looks to be kind of the two doors that are set on the back of the ship, very much the captain's quarter area of the ship, is one very large humanoid creature who stands probably 8 feet tall. Their wide shoulders set almost wider than some people are tall in some sense. Massive mountain of a human being. They have these large, it looks to be kind of like black tattoos that run across their face, almost in almost like a tribal tattoo style that also runs down the chest and down one arm. They're wearing what looks to be a green kind of tunic off that's clipped to one shoulder and hanging off the side, which reveals their left arm to be totally bare, where you can see most of the tattoos that run all the way down to their wrist. Anybody who is proficient in Arcana.
I don't think I am.
Yeah.
On it? Yep.
Nope.
Are you two?
Yep.
Okay, so you two you don't have to roll. Proficient in Arcana tells you, immediately gives you the inclination, this man's tattoos are indeed magical, and there is some sort of imbued magical given to him through those tattoos. They definitely give off just like the, oh my gosh.
He's not even the captain. This is some random crewmate.
Yes, not even.
Yeah, this is the intern.
They carry what looks to be a large, I believe it's called a kukri?
Kukri? Yeah.
A large kukri across their back, with these like gilded, this gilded handle, and looks to be like these gold rings that are wrapped around the edge of the blade on the front. Big old wide smile, their white teeth kind of shining through their the kind of like reddish skin. They walk up to all of you, just the arms held wide, and give you all the biggest handshake you've ever felt. Kind of crushing some hands with just the power of their.
Oh, I'm gonna match his strength.
Okay.
My hand turns into dust.
Also, I'm just envisioning Dwayne The Rock Johnson from like your first inkling of a description. That's who I thought of when you're like 8 foot tall Dwayne.
But on fewer steroids, though.
So you're thinking the mountain from Game of Thrones.
Oh, I was not thinking mountain. I was thinking of rock.
I was thinking Maui.
As he shakes my hand afterwards, I kind of just lean over to Lucius.
With the magic tattoo?
There's no way. K.O.N. would be dead. There's no way.
No way what?
Go ahead and make your strength check.
I'm using my inspiration now.
You've already used it.
Yeah, you did.
Go ahead and roll.
I saw nothing.
What is worse?
What'd you roll?
3. Wait, no, 4. Sorry.
You know, it didn't work this time.
Was it for
You try to match.
Strength check to
It's
try
definitely.
I
His
thought we
hand's
were
just
doing
like
percent.
6 times bigger than mine.
Oh yeah,
So
it's hard to wrap around when you can't really get around this. Yeah, it's.
Can I make an investigation check on the tattoos?
Sure.
What is there in front of us?
Make an Arcana check if you want.
I'd rather make an Arcana check, actually. Same number.
I'll make an Arcana check.
11.
11. What are you trying to?
I'll make it.
I'm trying to suss out the origin of it.
Ooh.
You know, well, because like think about it, like we know what our specific inscriptions are. Kind of wanted to.
I have the scaly person's version of that. So that's not good. That's a 10.
That's a combined 21, Blake. Check.
You. It looks to be almost like a bluish teal kind of.
Good color choice.
And it's not fully that color, but it's like kind of flitted throughout and kind of these lines that kind of accentuate some of the more kind of darker tattoo lines. You assume that it is a gem dust known as aquamarine, which is pretty common. And you don't know much about the magical properties, but you assume it probably gives some boost to a person's persona or presence. In D&D speak, that would be charisma.
Give me that. Can I have that?
But you can certainly ask them if you want to learn more. But that's just kind of a cursory, just like look up and down.
Talk in that.
Yeah, if you want to ask there, you can definitely do that. But they kind of have a wide smile, and as they shake everyone's hand, they're like, "Welcome, one and all. My name is Jimbar Zahavi. You are welcomed upon my ship. We head to Mecca City today. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Please.
You have everything you need.
Yeah, do you have ballistas on the ship?
That was a good question. That's actually what I was about to ask. What's the defense system look like here?
The ship is top of the line for Zahavi manufacturing. Zahavi Great House is known for building grand ships.
Are you related to that Zahavi?
I am son of the Lord of the House of Zahavi.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you.
That's pretty cool. My name's Lucius.
Lucius.
Oh, you got it first try. Nice job.
So do you have like an itinerary, chore list, anything like that?
There's no need for chores, no need to carry your own weight, as it were. You are guests upon my ship. Whatever you need is at your disposal, as a favor to Gawain Tolliver.
Oh, sweet. But if there was some air creatures that came in and tried to kill us, can we come out and kill them with you?
I like your style. Of course, if there is any issues that arise, you are more than welcome to help defend the ship as you see fit. But there is no worry. If anything were to happen, you are more than welcome to go below deck. We are more than secure. My men are perfectly capable of defending our ships.
Do you guys have any chips?
Chips?
Crisps.
Fried root vegetables, slivers.
Yeah, that.
I'm sure that can be provided. We can speak to the galley manager. And
This place is better than
Smothered in cheese and topped in bacon. What?
There's actually no cheese in D&D. It's a little known fact.
yeah.
You're
Everyone's
lying.
lactose intolerant.
Yeah, why
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
We have the ability to create telebowls, but we can't figure out how to make milk sit long enough to turn into
Guys,
cheese.
Telebowls stuck, by the way. The DM said it.
Hey,
No, I'm being serious.
It's
Teleballs.
Telebowls.
Right, well, I think we might, I don't know, I kind of would like to kind of just hang out up here, maybe like stand guard and reminisce on the days when that was all we had to do.
Is there like a giant like crow's nest thing?
There does seem to be a crow's nest on one of the masts, yes.
Can I go up there?
If you want to.
I'm not gonna even say anything. I'm just gonna walk the purpose.
Is he going to be alright?
Is it alright if he
She'll be
goes up
fine.
there? Do we have access to the crow's nest?
You're more than welcome.
Perfect.
Don't hinder the man.
No, he has no bones or blood, so if he falls, nothing happens.
What the? Just like who was busy up there? Just
I was gonna spider climb like up the other.
Yeah,
I'm
just
not.
up
I'm
the
not. I
side.
can't. I'm not.
As far as we can tell, even if he
I've done it for
falls,
less.
even if he falls, he won't even leave a dent on the deck. He's just mush.
It'd be like a coffin drop, but it won't, nothing will happen.
That is truly fascinating. I must learn more about that strange creature climbing up my ship.
We still don't know much about it.
Well, I'm climbing up there like this guy sees
Then
me
we
climbing
should
up
all
there
learn
with
together.
a coffin on my back with like no like problem.
Sure.
Just like built different.
But yeah,
hey man.
if there's anything you need, let us know. If not, we shall be departing within the hour. And they kind of nod to all of you again and turn around and march back towards the looks to be the captain's quarters.
Where's Potholes? He with us?
You better be.
Close.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
Oh, thank
Pothole is
God.
being rolled up with a bunch of barrels.
Use your legs.
Use your leg. He's not even like stopping them. He just like use your leg.
He's smiling. He's like,
Ever since I told him he couldn't drink in the back to tank, he started chasing that high anyway. Please roll me again.
I want to feel something.
Okay. But if everybody is good to go, after about an hour or so,
He's up against the
the
washing
ship
machine.
begins to prepare to take off. You can hear the crew members all calling out to each other. Actually,
yo
does
ho.
anybody?
Dude,
No, I was going to say they're going to call out to each other in a language that some of you may not know.
Can I read it? Because I'm a keeper. They're yelling out. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, it's
these
comic,
are all-
it's comic book style. You can see it.
Oh, sweet, hell yeah.
Is it draconic?
Give me just a second. I need to pull up the language.
What are the odds?
I remember choosing that one.
It's actually just straight up American English.
That's not
Ooh,
an
that's
end
the
of our
worst.
It's not listed.
This is one you can actually understand. Give me just a second. Sorry.
Gonna make sure there's no rabbit behind me before I scoot back.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That was IRL, by the way.
Does anybody speak?
Well, I might be a little bit weird.
Common.
Common.
Show me common.
300.
I don't think it's common. He's taking too long to
Does
respond.
anybody speak Celestial?
Yeah.
Is that related to draconic?
I speak
Like
Celestial.
enough that I could know?
Not it. No.
You think it's like adjacent to Dwarvish?
You don't understand the full context of it, but it seems to be that this is a strange, almost like slang derivative of a Celestial speech, which is weird because Celestial is like an ancient language.
Yeah, no, I only learned that because I dealt with dead people, and there's a lot of like
Lots of
rights.
lots of rights you had to read. But yeah, it is like a slang Celestial almost. It's very interesting.
Can I try to pick up on it?
Yeah, you.
I just want to be cool.
Roll an intelligence check.
Oh, frick.
Your dainty sensibilities are just horrified at what you hear.
8.
8.
I see some really weird things.
Much like somebody trying to learn a language based off of like a TikTok video, you pick up the nuances of it, but your your pronunciation is probably pretty terrible, but doesn't seem like anybody is faulting you for it. If anything, they find it kind of endearing.
Oh, you're like mad-libbing their language.
And they love it.
Yeah. But nevertheless, everybody, the ship is prepared to leave, and within the hour, you guys can feel the ship beginning to lift up into the air. For anybody who's been up in an airship, it is a normal feeling, if not a bit unsettling, as you kind of feel the ground beneath you stay the same, but the world around you slowly begins to pull away as you get higher and higher into the sky. It is a cloudy day, so after about 20 minutes of kind of lifting up into the air, you kind of break through the cloud line and kind of appear above the clouds to the point where it's kind of a surreal feeling. You almost feel like you're in a boat on the ocean, but the ocean is nothing but this white mass that kind of spreads out before you. Only interrupted by a few peaks that would pop out here and there from different far-off locations that you may or may not know.
This is what people wish they saw when they died, instead of a giant abyss of darkness.
And with that, the ship...
I'm talking to the guy on the crow's nest with me.
Yeah, sure.
I give him a really stale cupcake that cracks when...
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Lucius, by the way.
Steven.
Nice to meet you, Steve.
But yeah, you guys are set off. You now have, what did I say, 15 days?
Yeah, 15
You now
days.
have 15 days of travel.
Cool.
As you make your way to Mecca City.
Okay, sorry.
I'm going to go ahead and roll for the first... I'm going to roll for the first few days of weather to see where we're at weather-wise.
Are there air sharks?
Dude, I would cry.
It's Sharknadoes.
Oh crap, there are now.
Oh, Sharknadoes, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to roll for the weather.
Cool.
Flying sharks are just pretty dope.
Yeah, they swim on air.
Are we gonna get to do stuff throughout?
Sure, absolutely.
It'd be really beautiful.
No.
I mean, if they're like normal sharks, they would
Straight 15 weather checks.
Yeah, I mean, they'd probably
Sit and do
but it's D&D.
Air dolphins.
15 days.
Yeah.
Air
that's
dolphins.
not... Okay.
For 15 days, you all swing on your hammocks.
Air dolphins.
My
really
brain is trying
my
to
son.
listen to all of these, and I'm glitching.
You gotta put him on the porch. He was eating a
That's
shitty Sonic ice cream pop, with the messed up eyes and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Matt, just spew some random narrative real quick. Striking Michelle.
The first 3 or 4 days are fairly normal. The cloud cover breaks soon after leaving the Copper Cove, and you can see now the landscape of the world underneath you as you guys continue. The large rolling grasslands of the Brasslands seem to spread out almost as vast as the clouds that you guys had encountered the first day of leaving. You can see these rolling hills way off into the distances.
And I can see the Rove, can't I? From all the way up here.
Make a perception check.
There it is, right there, right.
With disadvantage, 2 nat 20s.
That's a natural 20 plus 5.
Do it again, make her do it again.
Okay.
You're like, Lucius wasn't losing it.
Nar.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, it would be a god roll on that. Come on now.
We'll get back to that.
Okay.
The first few days, the temperature's a bit colder than it was when you guys left the Copper Cove. You definitely have to. The mornings are a bit precarious as the decks of the ship normally have a little bit of a frost on them, so you have to be careful not to slip as you get up in the mornings. But the travel is pleasant, the company is good, and for the first 3 days, not much is going on. I would like 2 people to go ahead and roll perception checks for me.
I'm
I'd like to see.
I'm gonna close this every day. I'm gonna make Steven hate his job.
Plus 7.
Oh wow.
Lucius and Tabidi.
So some storytelling real quick.
Sure.
Hold on.
I'm gonna assume. Okay, so while we were having our time before we left, getting to know Tabidi and each other a little better, what did we learn about your ability to control air? Can you fly? Can you hover? Can you manipulate air in a way that basically Zeph is going to want to be training up probably at the crow's nest as well with a rope tethering him to the ship trying to basically exercise his wings.
How big is a
So he
crow's nest?
becomes
Tossing him off the
stronger.
crow's nest with a rope, like figure
No.
it out.
Sink or swim.
So, and he was wondering
Fly
if
or die.
Tabidi had any skill set that they would be working together on. Like, does Tabidi...
Working together on?
Well, yeah, like, you know...
Maybe you could like air pulse while like he's holding you while he's gliding and get more air.
Yeah, I figure it's like an Avatar where he's riding the air ball.
Right, yeah.
It's kind of like hovering a little
Is that
bit.
something
and,
you would need, like, he would practice with Zeph up there?
Can you take the air out of someone's lungs?
Like, kind of as a safety precaution,
Never
you're
tried
up there
that,
to
but
save
maybe.
him.
Just by punching them?
You're up there to save him if he falls.
Yep. No, I'm there meditating.
Basically, yeah. Oh, cool. So,
I guess we're just both up there. We're all three of us are up there.
Yeah.
And Steven.
then Steven.
Hey Calvin. Can I like roll something for like over the course of the trip? Like, can I roll like to try to like just roll straight up a charisma check to see whether or not Steven warms up to me over the course of the trip at disadvantage?
To see if Steven likes you?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a charisma check.
You can do this periodically.
At disadvantage?
If you want, sure.
you
if you want
seem
to.
pumped about disadvantage, so yeah, my guy.
Okay. It's okay. Actually, can I cancel that by using my inspiration and just take the first roll?
Oh, this is a roller coaster of emotions for me right now. What? Just do what you want to do.
Actually-
20.
20.
20.
Yeah, Steven thinks you're great.
Yes!
Because he removed himself from the crow's nest position.
Killed himself?
Removed
jumped?
himself.
He jumped.
He reassigned. He reassigned
And none of
himself.
us who could have saved him easily did so. Yeah.
He reassigned himself.
Oh,
That's fine.
To the afterlife?
a little busy up there.
You
Wowie.
guys want to play cards or something while we're up here? Oh, where's roll perception checks? Hold on. Roll perception checks, right? Like,
I've got a dragon
I would like.
It'd be hard to play
I would like
cards
2 perception checks from 2 different people.
I will make one, like
To
two.
be-
Oh, yeah.
Just one.
each. Okay.
One
what?
roll, 2
I'm
people.
rolling.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Is that
16.
16.
Yep.
this is 16?
16.
Hold on. Now it says on total is plus 7, 23.
Dang.
Flex.
23.
Oh no, that's not true. Sorry, 21.
Still good.
I'm sorry.
Unacceptable.
No, you're good, man.
I don't know.
First 3 days go by, seemingly no issue, nothing to go on. A beautiful landscape, not a lot to really write home about. Kenneth,
Yes.
you are standing on the top deck one day and kind of resting. Well, I'm going to ask you: are you near the edge of the ship, or are you
Oh, for
like?
sure. I'm on the edge.
You seemed less.
Damn.
You seemed less comfortable. Wow, that was.
That song slaps, dude. Don't.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You seemed less comfortable when we started. So are you more? Because you seemed like Kenneth was uncomfortable getting on the ship as it was leaving.
Sometimes you get a little air sickness when you
Oh,
just
okay.
get
I
up. The
didn't know.
altitude makes you.
You know how that is when you're doing a thing that you're not really used to doing, but then you do it and you're like,
I just
oh,
wanted
this
to
is
make sure.
okay.
I didn't want to
Yeah,
assume she
we're-
was comfortable.
We're a few couple hours
These
into
characters
it. We're
grow,
good.
bro.
This is a couple days. This is about day
Oh
2.
yeah, we're good. I've got my air legs and everything.
On the edge of the ship, as you're kind of looking out at the landscape, watching some of the clouds as they roll by. With a natural 20, there's a split second where you see this mountain that is pretty far, significantly far away. Actually, almost in the direction of where you live.
Oh wow.
And it's a pretty impressive mountain. You can kind of see the clouds are kind of rolling towards it. And it kind of gives the clouds near the top of it are a bit darker. You assume it's probably some sort of a storm that's gathering near there and probably going to spread out to some of the grasslands before dissipating. You swear for a half a second that you see a shape in the clouds near the top of the mountain.
All right.
It kind of darkens the clouds, near the top of it, and it's hard to make out because it's not like visible until it like shadows these clouds. Almost like a thin kind of oval shape, very thin, very elongated, almost like a grain of rice shaped, and almost that big actually off in the distance. It's almost imperceptible, but you for just a moment kind of catch it and go, that doesn't look like it belongs there. And when you kind of look again and readjust your vision to try to like track it, it's gone.
So like it moved, or or maybe it was just like blipping on.
No idea.
Okay. Was there anybody like with a map or something nearby that could tell me about that mountain range and tell me what that mountain range was? So
Sure. If you want to speak to one of the.
Maybe I can like scribble it in my own books.
You can talk to the navigator.
Sure.
Provide you with that.
Let's go.
Okay. They are going to give me just a second. Pull it up and figure out what
We're
it
freaking
is.
going to the rave, guys.
Yes.
Let's go to the rave. Where all the glow sticks are.
Forget
That's
the
what it
mushrooms,
was.
just
It was
go
a
to
giant glow stick.
It was
The rave is in the shape of a giant glow stick. This is so
the reason it's
meta.
called the reason it's on the mountains because that's where you're gonna peak physically.
So
'Cause
high.
after
I get
that,
it.
your health will decline sharply.
I am on the ascent right now, dude.
If I come down, I'll break my neck.
I'm peeking.
You know-
I'm peeking.
So that direction, they
like that.
kind of giving them a general direction of where that is. It is a group of mountains located. It's a small group of mountains located by a town called Geargate.
That sounds familiar. I might have just heard Gary before.
Which sparks a bit of familiarity in you because Geargate is the next closest city to where you are from.
Okay.
The roof was right next to you all along.
All right. Well, in the meantime, with this information, and seeing that, I would like to just keep taking a peek at that little like medallion thing. See if is there a map in it? Can I like look through it?
Make a investigation check for me.
Good, I'm real good at it. You're the best at it.
Ha, got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glyph may be onto something. There might be a treasure map on
Oh
this
hell
thing.
yeah, Glyph! I think listen. This thing. Mm-hmm.
What happened? Guys, have you seen Steven? I have
Okay.
All right. The next 3 days of travel, I need 2 more perception checks, please.
From different
I'll do it.
people? Or?
Yeah.
I'll do one.
I'll do one.
I'll do it if I can
Yes.
do it at advantage since I'm flying from the mast.
How are you flying from the?
I've got a rope tied to the top of
He's just
the
gliding.
mast.
He's like a volleyball, like around the pole. Like.
Tenderballing himself.
Yeah,
around.
actually, I would like you to do it. That would be more fun. Than,
Like that.
I didn't roll bad, but it'd be more fun. if
You know what I'm
did.
saying? Can you picture it? It's got a rope tied to him and to the
Sure, Drew.
mast way up.
Yeah, I can picture it. Go ahead and roll with
And
advantage.
he's exercising. He's
Yeah.
working on his wings.
Go on.
His shoulders are going to be huge when he's done
Go ahead
with
and
it.
roll.
Bad guys are gonna get dealt with
Go ahead.
after this.
Yo, that's good.
Do you have inspiration? Because that's
I've always had inspiration.
that's true. That's fair. You're
just
pretty
the
good at that.
funniest guy here. Like,
Shut up, Preston. You slide dog.
You're like, I will kiss you on the mouth.
Do not tell Kelsey, but I
I
will.
always forget about that -2. It just comes back and bites
Why
me
do
in
you
the ass.
ever do a
11!
Okay.
I thought surely with advantage.
No.
You would think so.
You cracked double
Okay,
digits.
so with an 11, Drew, can you please roll a 1d6 for me?
That's how much damage you take
no,
from
honestly,
a
thank you,
harpy
Drew, because we
arrow.
would not have a
That's
counter.
it. That's how many guys attack us, right?
No, it's like on the
4.
table.
That's how many dragons attack us.
Flying sharks, flying sharks.
You see that giant eye in the
What
part
is
of the
it?
clouds?
What's in the box?
Okay.
A giant hand comes out and just swats you, and you go flying around the other direction of the ball.
And then another hand comes and swats it back.
And we just watch in horror.
On the second swat, I'm just a bloody stain on the giant hand.
Someone should.
I'm on your back the entire time.
Using me as a human shield.
No, nothing out of nothing happens.
What?
You guys get, actually, I will say, because you rolled a 4, you get this thing. One day into this first half of the journey, there is a time where the clouds are gathering off to the I'm trying to think of the direction. Hold on. That's north.
Starboard?
Never east.
They're off to the east. So the storm clouds are off to the east. So the west is completely clear, and for the first time for a lot of you, you can see way off in the distance the wasteland known as the Godscar.
Guys, I can see the end of the world.
I'd really like to go to there.
Do you want to go there?
Yeah, I really would.
He just
I'm
cuts his tether free and tries to glide to
There you go.
I can totally make it.
No.
I can make it, guys.
You guys can see, again, it's hard to see into the wasteland itself as most of it is shrouded in what looks to be kind of like a fog of some kind, kind of darkening most of that area. There, you can make out the tiny, kind of standing in contrast to the blackened earth that is that area. You can see this kind of almost like grayish white line, thin white line that kind of runs across the front of the Godsguard. You know that to be the newly erected wall that has been proposed to be built for many, many years and is now starting its construction around the edge of the Godsguard, at least on the side of the Grasslands, in order to perpetuate the
We're gonna
mentality
make the
that.
Godsguard pay for it, though.
You know, and they'll I bet they'll never finish it before there's a regime change.
Can I say, like, when I look into the Godscar, it instantly triggers, like, a flashback, because it definitely has something to do with my backstory, and I'm very important to this storyline.
Yeah, sure it does.
Hey, how many miles up are we, and how many miles away is the Godscar from where we are here?
From where you are?
Yeah.
Let me take a look. So you are...
I don't know.
I would say you're probably a mile up in the air.
Okay.
Just about. Maybe a little lower than that. You don't go too terribly high, especially in these kind of ships, because you go any higher and it starts getting really cold.
Yeah.
So you're close to a mile, if not a little higher. You are gonna be... it's probably gonna be 150 miles off.
Yeah, you ain't making that shit. I'm not gonna do the trick.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I will tell you now, it's not possible.
God, that is just so morbid and sad to think of him just like trying to glide.
I will tell you right now, if Zeph tried to trig his way into the Godscar, you're writing a new character. I'm not role playing that for you because there's no way you're surviving.
No.
Oh, I'll role play it. Just none of you will be able to sit at the table. He'll go through terror and destruction, and then have to come back next week, never able to speak on it, and have a new character.
Yeah, that'll last for one session.
Hey, hello guys, I'm driving.
So Zeph cuts his tether free. No, I'm just...
All right, that was fun.
Cyclops with 2 eyes, though.
But yeah, so you guys can see that off in the distance. You see there are several individuals as that becomes kind of clearer for a couple hours one of the days. You can see there are several individuals who go to like the edge of the ship and kind of look out at it for a while, seemingly just kind of drawn to it. Everyone kind of talks about it in these hushed tones. Even Jabbar Sahabi kind of steps out at one point and kind of looks out at it, and after kind of gazing at it for a few minutes, just kind of heads back kind of wordlessly. Seems like it has an effect on everybody, but varies from person to person. So, but that is what you see on that day.
I feel like there's something I want to talk about.
Well, mark it in your dream journal. We'll talk about it.
Are you okay? Because, like, you've been spinning for hours.
He is not spinning up there.
I'm talking about, like, you, like, if I was
going
on a cord.
tetherball style around the map. That is not what's happening.
That's what was happening.
He's gliding.
The next,
I'd be sick.
The next few days, I need someone else to make a perception check for me.
I will make. Okay,
You go, girls.
We will make one.
Let's just do one. We'll do one because it's
okay,
there's less
good.
people to have to try to repeat. So
Do you not want to do it?
I can. I haven't rolled anything today.
Yeah, please do.
Oh my gosh, yes. Roll. Are you kidding me?
Say that's why.
which roll?
6.
Ooh, go
I
roll a
know.
d6 for me.
Ooh, yes, yes.
Might be good.
5.
Blank.
Cool.
It's the return of Jesus, isn't it?
You guys, let me roll real quick to see.
Jesus, on his way to America to teach the Mormons, stops at our airship.
Because, like, guys, I have this really cool slide I have to get to right now.
Bro, I look so sick.
It is a little bit more of a cloudy day. The clouds have risen higher up into the sky, so the ship is trying to compensate by going a little bit lower. This is probably day 8 at this point because we're into the third watch, so day 8. You are you're about halfway there. Jimbar has informed you all during this journey that you guys are making a little bit of time, so it seems like you'll probably get there a day or two earlier because the winds have been at your back and haven't run into any inclement weather yet. However, I mean, it's always possible. Matt's face, he was like,
I was like, I control the wind, what the heck?
As everybody beds down for the evening, you are all well rested, no issues happening there. Kenneth.
Oh, Baines.
With screaming.
You have the highest perception.
Do I?
You have the highest passive perception, I believe.
15?
15. I have 15, I think.
17.
Yeah, this dude.
Damn!
I didn't realize TBD has such a high percent. Oh, it's because your wisdom.
Different.
That makes sense. So TBD. You, on the evening of day 8, are awoken quite suddenly by the sound of a large thud directly above you.
Okay. I tell these two.
You just, wait, okay.
Zeph, Cliff.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy. Having trouble sleeping.
You guys wake straight up and just no grogginess at all. You guys are
soldiers.
I mean, that's what you do. You hear something, you wake up. All right, mate, tell us about your dream.
No, I'm pretty sure I heard a really loud noise.
Action up on the deck.
Something.
Right, grab the rifle. I don't even bother waking up Pothole. He needs to sleep.
Yeah, suit up.
Yep.
He's turned from like the white backlight to like almost like a blue
He looks like one of those salt lamps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Kind of a lower, dimmer light just to kind of not to impede anybody. But
He's upgraded.
He looks like a little baby.
It's perfect. We use just enough to be able to see by and keep TBD from his night terrors, but
not enough to keep anybody awake. I like it.
Yeah, we don't actually sleep real soundly because TBD he does.
He's got bedrooms.
Yeah.
We kind of take turns. One night it's his job to stay up with the kid. Other night it's my job.
But we both sleep really lightly because of it.
Oh gosh.
It's the most wholesome my two dads you will ever find.
That sounds like it.
Hey, Dad. 2.5 lizards.
Glenn?
2.5 lizards.
Dang it. I can't give Elliot inspiration. You know what? You keep the inspiration.
I'll take it for him.
No, you don't.
I feel like Liz should probably be the one hoarding that with the way she rolls.
No, she gets skewed. She didn't make the funny joke. He did.
I have
sailed past her. She could have like
funny jokes.
smelled it.
Liz's rolling gets what she deserves.
True. True. That's true. Liz, when you learn
You two and Tabidi are going up to the top deck.
Are you going? My rifle.
Yep. Are you going quickly or are you trying to?
Oh yeah, for sure. He said there was a thud, so we're going to check out the thud.
So you're just gonna run up there. You're not trying to be quiet about it.
I mean, I'm not trying to wake the other people.
No, okay, yeah. So we go quickly, but we go quiet, stealthily, like the good soldiers we are going.
Yeah, we're not climbing
So stealth checks for the three of you, please.
Hey, that's gonna be okay.
Natural 20.
Can't see that.
I meld into the ship.
Really?
Yeah.
That's 4?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Get a bed.
9.
18.
18. Okay, so two successes and one failure.
If I'm on his back, is it double?
No. You actually hop on his back at the most inopportune moment and cause him to run into a wall and like cause a barrel to like clatter and roll. But it wasn't too terribly loud. And he was able to kind of right himself. But you guys can kind of make your way up to the top opening that opens up into the top deck itself. Kind of getting up there and kind of peeking out over. Perception checks, please.
I say down periscope as I roll a 17.
16.
3.
23.
Yes.
because you were still up, you're dealing with kind of the night blindness thing where it's like you were looking at potholes like light too long, so now everything's still adjusting. So
You
it's gonna
can't be
take
reading Calvin.
No,
Hobbes at
I'm
2 a.m.
distracted by the thing that clattered to the ground. I'm like,
Right,
"Whoa."
making sure that's good.
I'm not looking at anything.
Peeking up over the edge, you can see nothing really out of the ordinary. What'd you roll? 16?
16. I can roll 23.
23. Jeez.
This little kid is so traumatized.
I just
He has to
picked
focus on
Sabini up
everything.
out of the hole and like looking him around.
He sees with the sky sharp.
Looking up onto the deck, looking up on the deck itself, you can see there appears to be not a whole lot going around. There looks like there's the one individual that kind of walks around the side of the boat. Not Steven. Kind of walks around the edge of the boat, kind of holding a small low-lit lantern, keeping patrols at night. You see that one individual over there. You can see that over near one of the masts where they usually keep a couple of crates and barrels kind of like pushed up around the middle of it, some supplies that they use every day on top of the ship, you can see that one of the barrels had fallen over and is kind of like haphazardly shoved back in there. It's low light, so you can't really see. You don't have dark vision, do you?
Doubt it. No.
No. So it's even with a 23 perception, it's still hard to make out what it is, but it definitely looked like the very like well kept and pristine area up here looks slightly disheveled, but the patrolman doesn't seem to be bothered by any of it. So
There's something a little off in that area where the supplies are. Not Steven didn't seem to notice though, so.
Okay, I'm gonna
Damn it, Steven.
send a message spell to the patrolman to have him like, hey, real quick, you might want to about face and go right back. Things look a little off.
make an insight check.
I will insightfully check. That's gonna be a low. That's like a 7.
Okay, all good. The patrolman stops for a second and kind of turns around and like looks. Who goes there?
No, that's fair.
I mean, it's a cantrip, so I'm just gonna keep pissing it away. Mate, look, we're poking our heads out. We see something that's a little off right over there.
Tell him that it's right by the forecastle.
Right by the forecastle.
The individual kind of turns and again is truly thrown off because they have never spoken to you.
And I wave my rifle at him.
Like, yeah, this guy's in a blender right now. Definitely kind of like walks up to you, just kind of like shakily, like holding his weapon, just kind of like at his side, the low-lit lantern, kind of walking up towards the. What are you doing up? You're supposed to be down below deck.
Heard a really loud noise and then noticed something's not right over there.
What? No, it's a barrel. It just got knocked over. Just go back down there. There's nothing to see up here. Just go. Go.
He's being a little pushy for people that were just. I'd sound like, look, here's the thing. Sometimes Tabidi has night terrors, and being under the stars helps him. We're not going to be in your way. We're not going to be doing anything weird. We're just going to be up here for a few minutes, get some fresh air, go back to bed. You can keep walking.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, I don't remember ever being told we could come up here at night.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we had quite a nice party up here the other night.
I'm going to use my inspiration on that one. 9 with inspiration.
Oh,
Jeez
nice.
Louise.
I'm not charismatic.
He kind of goes.
Yes, sir.
During the day, it's fine, but at night things could happen up here. I'm not responsible for safety. Just go back down. Go.
No,
Are you threatening me?
I'm intimidating you.
Intimidation check doesn't work. 11.
Do you have inspiration or no?
Plus 9.
No, not anymore. I wasted it.
He kind of stops and kind of looks at the three of you. All right, fine. But be quiet.
Thanks.
Of course, thanks for the permission.
Can I borrow the lantern?
No.
Okay.
They kind of turn and start walking away. Make an insight check.
That's what I've wanted to do all along.
All of us?
No.
What's a nat 20 get you?
Oh, that guy's a bitch. That's what he gets.
Damn right. Oh, yeah, bro.
I don't think I've ever gotten a text from the DM before.
Ooh, I get texts from him all the time.
God, shut up. Sheldon, get it.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, whatever.
You guys
It's
are
like,
dating.
hey, what's up? Living my life. Hope you're having a
He's
great
just adding to his
day.
grocery list. You're not actually.
Oh.
can see everything.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it's really crazy how like the DoorDash guy like just came in and sat down with us. And,
What can't you do with a drunk?
But the soldier kind of like
a lot of things.
turns around and starts heading back towards the edge, kind of keeping an eye on you guys as you make your way up onto the deck.
How far away from me is he?
I mean, if you don't do anything, he's gonna start walking away, but he's still kind of standing there as you. He's like, "Fine, just get up here and don't make a sound, or something to that effect."
Okay.
But he's kind of eyeing you guys and begins to go back to his patrol, but like keeps an eye on.
I'm just gonna like whip my arm chains, my weapon, my
your packed weapon.
Yeah. Around his neck and just pull him back down. I've never seen this man before.
Right, sounds good to me. Rifle up, and I'm trained on that person.
That's so cool. I love you guys.
Okay. So you go ahead and make an attack roll for me to try to grab around.
Well, I mean, usually when one of us acts the other doesn't really think twice about it. We're just like, okay, we're fine.
16.
16 hits. So you go ahead and are you just trying to grapple him? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Well, yeah. Basically, I picture we're still not quite all the way out of our little.
Oh, you haven't even gotten up out of it yet?
I think we're like half up,
Sure, if you want
when he came over. Because we're trying to be quiet. We're like,
Yeah.
hey, come here.
Yeah.
And so I think he just like whips it up around, going for around the neck, and then with all of his might pulling him back down bodily onto the deck. So he's like, his head's hanging over the side.
Sure.
And I'm just like,
as he kind of turns eyeing you guys, it wraps around your pack weapon and activates you, wrap it around and yank as hard as you can. He's going to go ahead and make a strength saving throw. Go ahead and make a athletics check if you want to see if you can.
Yeah. Can I do something as he's doing that?
Yeah.
I would just want to crawl out and start like moving towards him, trained.
Okay.
14.
Yeah, he beat his 13.
Nice.
You pull and bam, his head hits the deck and then gets like pulled back and just like frantically flailing. Now his weapon and lantern kind of clatter to the ground as you pull him down to the stairs right next to you, and he struggles for a second before like immediately noticing the muzzle of the weapon now leveled at his face. You have him.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, mate. Who are you?
He doesn't say anything.
To beat it, go wake everyone. We've been invaded.
Okay. I'm gonna give him a swift punch in his snout.
You go ahead and roll damage.
Snout puncher. Roll just straight. No. Okay.
Not hard to hit him.
While they're doing this, I go back down.
Okay, so you hop down and begin to make your way back down the deck.
2 points of damage.
2 points of damage. Whop! You hit him right in the face. Blood immediately starts leaking from his nose as he's like still held there trying to like keep breath as he's being.
Are his eyes watering because he got hit in the
Oh,
face?
yeah, definitely watering.
You're crying. We just got up here.
Listen, tell us what we need to know, and you can live, or we let the sailors on this ship have their way with you.
I mean, worst case scenario, we just throw you over the side.
Oh, I loosen up. No.
You loosen up. What sailors?
Huh?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Does a 18 hit you?
Shield me. No, it doesn't.
Does a nat 20 hit you?
Yep, that hits.
And I'm a weak little baby boy with no.
You take 14 points of piercing damage.
Woof.
We are level.
That's more than 0.
He also crit, so to be fair, so.
As you hear the sound of 2 bolts twang, you see the bolt as it strikes into Zeph's shoulder and kind of boom pins him into the deck floor. As you spin around, holding up your arm, the runes activate as another bolt skips across it off in the distance. As you see another 2 individuals have leveled crossbows at you guys. Their garments kind of haphazardly thrown on as they were attempting to don on the armor of the sailors to disguise themselves from pirates to soldiers. I need you guys to roll initiative.
How far did I get?
Can I?
That's good.
What's your movement speed?
Right there, brother.
On a mini.
40
You're
feet.
fast aft, dude.
So you got 40 feet, so we'll get to you here in this round. So I need you to roll initiative as well, actually, because you're in this as well.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, nat 20.
Damn!
Oh, yeah.
Plus what? Plus what?
Oh, 3.
Dex.
Dude, you move like the snail from the movie Turbo. So
Turbo?
not like any other snail that's ever existed.
I'll take
That's
it.
great.
You know,
Okay.
So
So
descriptive.
what'd you roll? What's your initiative?
Oh, 23.
I'm not gonna tell you.
3.
Straight up 20.
20.
These guys rolling like.
Oh, sorry, 22.
Okay. And 22 for Zeph. Okay, we'll roll for these guys. Okay. Okay, top of the round, TBD, you are up.
Yeah, how far did I get before I see them or I hear them get like attacked?
You got your full movement, so down and probably back to where your bunk is, before you hear the sound of 2 hit the deck.
Oh, okay. How far away is everyone else?
Within about 20 or 30 feet of you, everyone's kind of in like, it would depend on what they chose for the sleeping arrangements. They can either sleep in the hammocks near the crew quarters, or they can have personal rooms further back into the back of the ship. So
I would
that
only
would
be in a personal room if it also contained a hammock, because I'm all about that hammock life.
if you want to be in a personal room with a hammock, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
Taking up 2 hammocks, one for the coffin and one for me.
Right above you.
And no one else sleeps
Yeah,
near him.
everyone's like,
This is-
yo, this
No.
guy's gonna die to sleep.
Yeah, 100%.
Hammock, yeah.
Hammock, okay. All right, so you've got, I would say you've got, with Herbie in a personal room, those 2 in hammocks. I would say if you could use your full movement to get to everybody.
You also have Step of the Wind. I don't know if that's relevant, but you can use a key point to get double, like a dash
The
action.
problem is it's going to be his action to wake people.
Okay.
So he can, in one action, wake the 2 of you because you're near each other. But because she's kind of off on her own, it's going to be
He can also set up
another
his
turn.
next turn by getting closer to him.
Absolutely, yeah,
he-
absolutely.
Can he not wake people by screaming into the hold? We've been attacked.
I was just gonna say, wake up.
You can, but that would mean that the perception of the person is reliant on that, as opposed to you directly going to wake them. If you just scream out in there, you could be heard, or if you're a heavy sleeper, it might not be possible. So if you want to scream and try to wake them up, you can.
That's what I was gonna
Or you
do.
can go directly and try to wake them.
Use the wind to amplify your voice.
Can I?
Or put your hands like
That didn't
this.
work. Yeah.
Did you have
that
like
even a thing?
thunder? A
No.
thunder
Okay.
ability?
So, huh?
Did you have a thunder ability? Like if you
No.
people would wake up to the sound of like a
I didn't
giant
No, I
Yeah.
sleep. I sleep harder during that.
No,
No,
I'll
like a thunderclap. Like explosion.
stop in my tracks when I hear the
So if an enemy
things.
came up, or
Turns
just kind of yell like, "Wake up!"
Okay.
and then try to make my way back towards where they were.
Sure. Using your movement, you can definitely return back to the spot where you were at the base of the steps.
Yep.
Will.
Just
That
wake
ends,
up or wake up, we've been boarded.
It doesn't matter what he says.
Okay.
It's just the attempt to shout is what matters,
Okay.
mechanically speaking. But that is going to be your action, and running back up. If you have a bonus action, you take it. If not, that will be the end of your turn. Next up, we have Zeph.
So wait,
Glyph.
what happened?
No.
22.
Well, I can't.
Oh,
I'm
you
not-
rolled 22?
I'm not close to anyone, right?
You run back up, and now you're up with them. They're up on the.
Oh, so I
up.
can technically flurry of blows.
You're not near. I mean, you're
Or not
near,
near.
one of the guys that's prone, but they're blocking the steps right now because
Oh,
there's no
okay.
way you can get up around them without extra movement.
Wait, you're near a guy
then-
that's prone.
He's not. So
Oh, okay.
he's at the steps. He's a step behind those 2 who are on the top step,
Okay.
and he would have to spend more movement to get around them because they are 2 large draconians in the steps. There's no way they can. It's not
I
like
can't do anything then.
no. You'd have to take more movement to get around them. But that ends your turn. Zeph, you're up. Glyph, you're next.
All right. Zeph is going to cast Armor of Agathis on himself. We bought a whole bunch of healing potions, or was that my other campaign last week?
Your other campaign last week,
Okay.
I made a couple and I gave one.
Okay, no, seriously, like I couldn't remember. That was legit. That was legit. So he casts Armor of Agathis on himself.
The
That
cold air around you immediately begins to crystallize and cause these spikes to protrude from your body armor of Agathis.
And 5 temp HP.
Nice.
Thank goodness, because I was down to 4.
Ooh.
Yeah, everybody, that felt
20s are
good.
not
great. I mean, great for you guys, but apparently not when I.
Yeah, and he is going to remain as much out of sight of anyone else with a ranged weapon as possible.
So you're gonna kind of take half cover behind the.
Yeah, and can with his movement as he slumps down, can he just pull the guy over the edge?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
You pull even tighter, begins to like pull on him even more. Ending your turn, Glyph, you're up.
Are there like some crates next to us, I'm guessing? Where did he slump down to?
So he's now pulled closer to you guys.
Still in the stairwell.
Zeph has ducked down into the stairwell, kind of hiding himself by the wall.
But he's choking him with the.
But he's still trying to pull on him and trying to choke him that way.
So I'm up on top by myself.
You are up on the top step. You are one step up from being on the top deck. Okay. There is the main mast in front of you with some crates and barrels, maybe about 15 feet away, where there's like the mast itself with some crates and barrels surrounding it. They are behind you guys up on the upper deck where the ship's wheel would be located.
Okay. 30 feet of movement. Could I get to some of the crates this way to turn and get behind him and fire this way?
Absolutely. It's 15 feet behind you, so you can rush around and dip behind that, giving yourself 3/4 cover. Yeah. And you are set if you want to line up and take a shot.
Yeah, I'm going to look up and pop one of them. 20 unnaturally.
20 does hit.
And that's a total of 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. You lower the gun, fire your shot. You watch as one of them had set their crossbow down to grab another bolt, and immediately a red mist appears as their arm immediately gets popped backward. Their arm goes flying, and a shout of surprise and pain as they are definitely hit with a pretty good shot.
I just advise them, it's kind of my thing to just be like, hey, get something, you don't have to reload. And just duck there.
As you reload your gun?
No, it just automatically reloads.
Yes, because of the repeating shot.
See these little guys come out, bring out like a chain, like a round.
I've just got a bunch of little skinks in my armor, and every time I fire, they just crawl out and reload.
Yes.
We don't get paid. Skinks in my armor.
That's really good.
That's a good one. Okay, so that ends Glyph's turn. It is now their turn. So the two of them up there are immediately going to duck behind the rails and try to get themselves a little bit more cover as they're going to re-up and fire at the two of you again.
How does the one-handed one reload? I wanted to know that.
He had already reloaded at that point, so he's just going to like sling the crossbow over on fire and then... So he's going to fire at you. Ooh. Yeah, that's not going to hit. With your 3/4 cover, it's going to like into the mast right in front of you. The other one's going to go ahead and fire at Zeph.
Stephen's dead.
He can see me? Damn it.
Yeah, it's only half cover.
One of your wings is hanging out.
And that's also not going to hit. As the bolt hits the ground next to you, both of them missing pretty rapidly. But you can see they both, the one who is now a useless arm, tosses his crossbow and pulls out a short sword and immediately begins to like vault himself over the edge to head towards you guys. You hear the sound of other footsteps from the front of the ship behind you, actually, kind of like padding across the ground as they're making their way towards you. They're going to use their full movement to close the gap, but they're getting closer to you. But if you want to look behind you, you can definitely see it looks to be two other individuals that are not dressed in any of the familiar garb. These individuals are dressed in what looks to be like tightly wrapped black material that kind of runs up their arms, and they're shrouded, again, dark material kind of shrouding what appears to be armor or padding the armor of some kind as they
sexy.
move towards you. Yeah, it's got like the stitching pattern
Halle
across
Berry
the wall.
and Anne Hathaway are running towards Glyph on the top deck. I don't think he fights.
He's not fighting, apparently.
We can work this out.
Alright, so that's going to end their turns. I now need the three of you to roll perception checks for me at disadvantage because you are sleeping.
Oh, it's already not good.
It sucks.
It's
8.
Eight.
Dude, I rolled so well in the first one.
That's not bad, Lizzie Liz.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to go back.
You said a disadvantage.
Wait,
yeah.
didn't you shoot his
I
gun?
hate everything.
I did fire my...
It affects the DC.
Made the DC 7, dude. You guys fine.
Yeah, it's
It's
fine.
7.
5?
Yeah.
Strangely enough, Oyana didn't hear it. Kenneth and
course I do.
Lucius, you
Dude,
both,
what?
the DC was 8, so you do.
Oh, let's go.
Well, it was 12 to hear anything, but his shouting reduced it by 2 and his shot reduced it by 2. So you are.
Were you in a private room?
No, she's in the hammock here.
So would that be like as we're going
Actually,
out?
she's just gonna think.
You can definitely. You have to use an action to try to rise
Fine.
her.
That's fine. I'll do it.
But you can, if you do it
roll
directly to her, then it guarantees wakes her up.
Are we
If you
rolling
shout,
initiative, or we're just getting slotted into the?
now you have to roll initiative.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you are now awake.
I rolled a 7.
7,
I'm a support. It's fine.
9.
9.
We're rolling Dookie right now.
Big time dookie, man.
Liz, can you roll and see if you stole or left?
Well, so I rolled on digitally and it was a 5, and then I rolled with the dice and got an 18.
Yeah, you
so
stole.
you know.
Top of the round.
I mean, the option to put a die in your mouth and just spit it at the tray is still on the
Still on the table.
I'm sorry.
Are they?
Your eye.
So they're still obstructing the stairs a little bit, right?
No, he.
That's so funny. Didn't you?
Yeah, I'm
Cliff
out.
has left the stairs.
I'm 15
Zeph
feet
is kind of
out.
hunkered down on one side of it, so there is room to go up if you would like.
Okay. I want to go up to a point where I can see
So proud of you.
one of the enemies.
Easy enough to do. There's definitely one man being guillotined right in front of you, and there are 2 individuals that are up on a rail. One's vaulting over, and that's all you can see at this point. So you can see 3 individuals, one right in front of you, 2
Vaulting
further
over like onto the ship.
vaulting over the top rail of like where the ship's wheel is onto the lower deck where you guys are now standing. So
Okay.
think about it like a grand ship where there's like the upper deck and the lower.
Draconian style.
How far away are they?
From where you are right now,
Yeah, if I go to like the top of
25, 30 feet maybe.
Cool. Whoever the closest one is,
Okay.
as long as they're within 30 feet. I'm gonna do Fist of Unbroken Air and try to like push him back.
Oh my
Absolutely can do. Go ahead and do
Punch the
roll
one
or
arm.
Strength saving throws.
Let's master
strength saving throw.
DC of 13.
Shot his arm off, man. Chill. No chill.
Hands went right.
Yeah, he's gonna fail that with a 9.
So that will be. Really?
Matt, can you show us how you do that?
20 points of damage.
Oh my god.
Holy
What?
crap!
So I just
You
run up
guys
and I just
did.
go, like,
You guys watch as
playing with
like
the
this
main
together.
Darth
Oh, you can.
Maul
Pretty
butterfly
much.
style, TBD flips up onto the deck and two-handed fires his fists out, and you can see, you're basically holding him down and kind of see out of the corner of your eye. You watch as literally the air itself moves, and you see this guy walk forward, and much like a stunt double in a movie, gets stopped dead in his tracks and thrown backwards, wham, running into the wall of the ship himself, taking additional damage for that.
Oh, cool.
He survives every running.
And with a resounding crunch, hits it and drops dead.
I like to think that when he did the wind tunnel, the guy keeps moving forward, and you just see his spinal column shoot out the back.
Very Mortal Kombat style. I like
And his
that.
head just like folds inward now that there's no spine.
Okay.
Disgusting.
Does the wind parting do anything towards the other?
Definitely. So the one up top who hadn't jumped down yet
Yep.
was not affected by it, and the other one was right next to you guys, so he was not affected by it either. But this dude was definitely. So it's that moment where he gets yanked back and slams into the wall, and there's a moment where everyone just stops for a second and kind of observes this tremendous
Acknowledges
display of
the
power,
child with-
and just all kind of turns to you before the battle resumes.
In
Is
my
that
head, I'm
your
like,
turn?
crap, can't do it again. Yes.
Okay.
They do it. Guys.
Zeph, it is your turn.
Yeah, so Zeph, still hurting from the arrow through his shoulder, and but now feeling a little better with his extra armor on. Casts mage armor on top of his armor of Agathis, and as he does this, pulls the guy further into the hold, like slides him down where he's out of sight of anyone else. Just backs him up, so he's got complete cover, and he's just in the dark hold with this guy, and he whispers, "You're not gonna like this."
Okay.
And that's it.
That's all you do. You're not. Okay. Yeah, he's
really dark.
He's
Something really dark's gonna happen. I just know it.
I mean, he's in the stairwell where everyone else is gonna start coming up, so it's gonna be like.
It's gonna be creepy.
It's gonna be a little, yeah. All right, so that ends Zeph's turn. It is now that one's turn. So, As you're up there getting ready to load and fire another shot, you hear this sound off in the distance. As a harpoon fires.
Yo, we're fighting air pirates, man. Air pirates.
That's gonna hit. You watch as the railing about 10 feet away from you explodes in wood splinters as a harpoon stabs into it, into the ship itself, and a rope, or a chain, goes taut. As off into the darkness, you hear the sounds of other voices now calling out, and lights beginning to light up in the dark outside of the ship. It appears there's another ship in play.
It's definitely not good.
Glyph, you're up.
Okay, that changes things.
I've played video games. You kill the captain, they leave. That's how it goes.
You play Black Flag.
How far would I be able to guesstimate how far away this ship is? Can I see it?
Do you have dark vision?
No.
No.
Well, I have great dark vision.
It's starting to become more like lights are beginning to appear on it, but this ship is completely dark, and it is a very thin moon tonight, so it is not lighting up the night sky.
The ones that are coming at me, are they in a line or are they side by side?
They're side by side. They're staggered, actually. One's closer to you, one's further back.
Okay.
But they are not like lined up in a perfect line like a stormtrooper or some other no-name NPC creature that could be.
No, totally fair. Okay, so I yet again jump over to the other side of the barrel because one is better than two.
Sure.
And I look at Tabidi and I'm like, "Hey, you woke everybody up, right?" And I fire at the remaining one that is on our side.
Think so.
With a 21.
21 hits.
Oh no. 7.
7. You fire a shot and it explodes the rail in front of him, causing splinters and a partial impact into his armor as he like grunts and like falls down after getting his bow ready. Ending your turn?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay. It is now their turn. So the two rushing towards you cover the remaining distance and are now around, like coming around towards you, drawing short swords and making their attacks. There's a natural 20 on the first hit.
What would the total be?
Total will be 25.
Yeah, it's not worth shielding.
Okay.
Because it
And he's he stabs forward with his short sword, piercing into your scales. As he does that, he pulls himself closer and pulls out a small kind of hooked dagger and swings towards your head to make his second attack.
Yeah,
God roll?
I
Is he
see
getting
it.
+1 now?
It's another 20.
I see
Oh my
it.
god, I die. This is awesome.
Maybe.
Oh,
No, you're gonna be fine.
It's gonna be a lot.
So the short sword,
He's gonna roll bad, right?
that's 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay, next one.
Dagger,
It'll equalize.
24.
are you kidding me?
Draw
Is
one.
2 points of damage.
Yeah!
Dude, what?
Mom ain't raised no
Don't-
bitch!
Don't worry, guys. I crit on both those, so you better be scared.
Natural armor, baby. Evolution.
Oh, goodness.
Look into it.
They really stab you in the neck. You're like, this is nothing.
And now the second one tries to stab you.
No, an extra 20.
2 nat 1s.
That's a 4.
Man, I would bet
That's a nat 20. But it's the dagger.
He's got loaded die. This is bull.
2 points of damage.
one of them's
What is
loaded.
happening?
I'm
I
rolling
am
really well
a
or
god.
really bad, not in between.
Like,
So
on
how
the
much
same
was that
attacks,
total?
too.
How much was that total?
8 points of damage.
8 points total out of 3 nat
Good.
20s.
Keep stabbing at scales.
Stabbing away, man. The third one is going to
Don't
go
you
ahead
feel
because he
silly?
sees the small boy that tried to hit, that just obliterated his pal. He's going to fire a crossbow at you with a, that's going to be a 17 hit.
17. To hit?
TBD.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, it does. Phone.
Hello, Diana.
You're going to take, oh my gosh, 3 points of piercing damage as that also rolled terribly. That's going to end. Oh, actually, no. Now it's the one who's on you. He dropped his short sword and the low lit lantern.
Wait, hold on. What
But
did
he
he try
still
to
has
hit
a
me
dagger.
with?
Oh, the
So
guy's
as
getting
he's-
choked?
What did he hit me
You guys
with?
gonna show
A crossbow.
stab him from behind?
Oh, can I try deflect missiles?
Yes.
Most certainly.
That's a monk thing. Do the monk.
What's the?
Do the monk.
I don't
What are
think
the
It's a
conversions
reaction.
for
It's a
that?
key point to throw it back, but it's a.
As a reaction to try to catch it.
Oh, 1d10 plus 6 to.
You automatically catch it. It's 3 damage.
When you do, you can use your reaction to deflect, catch a missile when you hit by a ranged attack. When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus 6. If you're reduced to 0, you have a free hand. I can throw it back.
So I did 3 points of damage, and you said It's reduced by 1d10 plus dexterity plus monk level. So, yeah, it's definitely... So, the bolt comes at you, and in a moment of, like, just shock and panic, time also seems to slow down. And you immediately, instinctively reach your hand out and grab it between your two hands and just, like, look at this blade that's now pointed at your face. And you hear... What the fuck? As that does no damage.
Use my 1 key point left to throw it back.
Yes!
Baby boy.
Go ahead and make an attack.
Playing with the anime protagonist.
Oh,
It's not fun.
So there it is.
Roll a d20 and add your proficiency.
He throws it feathers first because he's never
13.
used an
13
arrow before.
does not hit. You throw it back just like, oh god. But you hesitate just long enough for him to realize what you did, and he rolls out of the way as the bolt sails past him and just embeds itself.
So Zeph doesn't see this, obviously, but you know how he can implant images in other people's minds?
Sure.
He feels this happen, and you can just hear it very lightly.
That's my boy. You'll get him next time.
As an unseen dagger comes stabbing towards you to try to break free of this grapple.
Yeah.
That is a nat 20.
Dude, stop.
Oh my gosh, maybe just chill.
You can
Maybe
look at
just
it.
That's
chill.
like 4 in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. This is how I play.
Druid's going to do 3 points of damage to you. And he has to take...
6 points of
Oh,
damage.
that's double 3.
He has to take armor of Agathis damage.
5 cold
He
damage.
takes 5 cold damage, okay. I'll make a note of that.
Wait, is it?
And now I need you to make another athletics check as he attempts to break your grapple.
I want to break free.
I want to stop
Hold on.
the bleed.
Sorry, I'm just like stacking those armors. I'm like, what the crap did I do again?
Armor Agathis does...
13 in Dex, 13 plus Dex. Okay, cool. I just needed to look up
What
my
level did you
total
cast that
was.
spell? Second level?
Cool. So he hit me for
6 points of damage.
6 points. Okay.
And he took 5 cold damage from that.
Wait, did you cast at level 1 or level 2? Can you change that? Because at level 2 I thought... Or is it level 2 spells? Armor Agathis level 2.
As a warlock, you can't cast it at a
Yeah, so
level-
it's second level, right?
second level spell, yeah.
I don't think armor Agathis... Like, let's look at it. See if it's like...
Second level or higher.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, it's second level.
Oh, so it's 10 points.
Yeah, 10 points of cold
okay.
damage.
So it takes 10 points.
10 points, okay. That's better.
I don't know.
Okay, cool. Well, that's
make sure
important to
my friend
know
is gonna
because now,
die.
okay,
Just like-
now that's right.
Preston casually knowing everything about every class and every spell that's ever existed.
It's as if like I grew up watching Critical Role or something.
Okay, so now what do you need me to do?
I need you to make an athletics check as he's going to attempt to break your packed open grapple.
Okay.
He sponsored my life.
You don't want to give me advantage on that?
No.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Are you kidding me? You're just pissing nat
6.
20s. You don't want to help your
6.
friends?
His 8 beats you, surprisingly
Wow.
enough. Yeah,
Oh my
you rolled
God.
absolutely terrible that time. So yeah, as he stabs you in the leg, you immediately feel the ice flex, and you hear him cry out in pain as he pulls his hand away. His now underside of his arm now red with like this cold burn, basically, as he like grabs the edge of your packed open and yanks it off and kind of spins around now, facing you, ungrappled.
Great.
And as he kind of sits there, you see him taking the blade, and he kind of like wipes it across his tongue and goes, I'm gonna enjoy this, as he gets ready for his next attack.
We know what his kink is.
Facing you ungrappled, band name.
Being a freaking bandit.
No, the dude just got choked. It was like, I'm so ready.
So, ending their turn, it is now Kenneth's turn.
There we go.
Finally.
Quinn is king.
All right, listen, hey, I know you said it'd be an action. However, if I just ran screaming like something's going down, would that?
She has to roll a perception check to try to wake
Yeah, but like,
no way you can
pretty
roll that
low if I'm
twice.
like screaming that, right? Running through the.
up. You'd think so, wouldn't you?
How did that was a reaction.
It's up to you.
Oh, okay.
Do you trust Liz to roll high enough to break the perception?
Yes,
you
I do.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
Okay.
You're gonna pop off, sis. I believe.
Yeah.
So you
With
just
all
run out.
the air in my lungs, I'm gonna shout that, and I'm gonna
Okay.
be like, "Ohiana, pothole!"
Here we go.
Liz.
Pothole is not Ohiana's middle name. What do you mean?
Ohiana, pothole, baby girl. Let's go.
As a note,
Baby girl
if
is
you want
Pothole's
to
last
command
name.
Pothole, it is on your turn. So at any point, Pothole can wake up.
I
based
would have,
on
yeah,
your-
knowing that, I would have definitely been like, come upstairs.
Okay.
So,
So
you
he-
can just wreck on that.
Okay, so I will
next
retcon that
turn.
Pothole is going to reach the stairs on your turn,
That's
so
right.
you can then command him on top of the deck.
That's right.
But he has already been ready. You shot Pothole, you see Pothole climb up a step and then fall down one, and then get himself back up and then climb another step.
Quit distracting the kid!
Okay, so
Can I make it up to the top side?
you are going to rush past a guy who's fighting Zeph. Who,
Oh no! If that's the case, I'll
yeah,
try.
he's down there. That he got pulled down. So
Would it be possible for me to hunter's mark and hit him with an arrow?
Yeah.
For sure.
Try to.
I would agree.
if you want to, sure.
All right, let's go.
The mark's free.
Oh, I didn't mean to press that. I don't like rolling digitally. I'm sorry. I don't want that. I'm being so serious, and it's a worse roll on here, so don't worry about it. I just pressed. I'm sorry.
you're fine.
That's not. I wasn't gonna.
I don't think he's being sarcastic.
I
It's just
Okay, 10.
10 does not hit.
Okay.
You fire the bolt, but it's still too dark in here. There's not a lot of lights in here as it hits
Yes.
the
What
side of the-
doing? Can you crunch the numbers again? Does 10 hit?
No, 10 does not hit.
Sorry, Michelle.
I didn't hear or see crunching those numbers.
don't let it go crunch.
Ah, there you go. Okay. Thank you for crunching.
Still
those
doesn't hit third time?
Nope.
Okay.
So crunched.
Weird, super crunched.
Number cruncher.
Ooh,
All right,
super
cool.
crunch.
Sure, make us a
That ends your
selection.
turn.
Yeah.
That's a band.
Lucius, you're up.
Super cruncher?
So I wake up, drag. Like, is everything all right? No. Okay. I get up from the hammock. I fall out of the hammock. I drag the coffin from like the top like hammock and just yeah, and then put it on my back and like come out. Like, hello, what's going on? I see that guy attacking my friend Zeph. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm a bonus action form of dread, so my form just gets longer and the shadows creep around me. And
Nice.
I'm just thinking about what I should do. I don't know if I want to melee the son of a bitch, but I'm not. I'm gonna shoot him with the Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna attack him. I'm gonna shoot him.
I believe in you.
Okay. Why?
I don't know.
I'll take him to roll no matter what. It's 11 plus 7. It's 18.
18 will hit.
Okay. He needs to make a wisdom save.
Sure.
Yeah.
Natural 18.
Okay. He takes 3 points of force damage.
3 points per As Kenneth lowers her bow and fires, you can feel almost your entire back goes from like normal temperature to cold as the dark seems to almost pull behind you into even more darkness as this gray smoke energy essentially just out of the darkness and it impacts this guy in the chest, sending him back a step, but definitely not throwing him for a loop as Lucius takes his form of dread. That is the bottom of the round.
Which guy
I need you to make another perception check for me at disadvantage to try to wake up amongst all this hubbub.
Push back.
He doesn't get pushed back. I just did damage.
At disadvantage. So.
I know.
I should have stabbed him.
Wake Bliss.
Can it be any lower than 8, please?
No.
So I've never thought this before,
Wait, that's.
but what if
that's not-
D&D's not for Liz?
Oh,
I'm
don't
joking.
say that.
I'm joking. But
We're
you
gonna have to-
Friendship isn't for
Well,
me.
it seems like we're gonna have to find out if that's her, if D&D is for her next time. Next week and figure out, will we survive the pirate attack? Or
Yeah.
will Oceana ever wake up?
Dude, I have never seen anyone roll consistent single digits.
Yeah, that's-
Liz,
No,
every
no,
session.
She's nothing but reliable.
Every single time I had
Nothing but reliable.
disadvantage, like
Evil.
one was perfectly fine and the other one was just
Did you roll
absolutely
a double
abysmal.
digit one every time?
Yeah. Every single time we were rolling disadvantage.
This is gross.
I know.
We're moving forward. Thank you guys for playing. Thank you all for listening. We'll see if Liz can roll better next time. Until then, see you all later.
Bye.
That's why people keep tuning in. Like I wonder, this is the week
This
that
is
she
the week.
breaks the streak.
Oh, wow.
This
Curse
is the week.
unbroken. Still intact.
Thanks for listening to the Wild Magic School Bus. I hope you had as much fun listening as we did making this for you. You can catch new episodes each Monday on whatever podcasting platform you use. And while you're there, leave us a review if you want. It actually helps us out. We've got socials too. You can follow us on Reddit at r/WildMagicSchoolBus, send us a subtweet at WildMagicSchoolBusPod, or follow our Instagram at WildMagicPod. Either way, stop by and say hi. We're always happy to meet new friends. See you next time.
Please don't.
I think Will deleted my character.
I did, dude. I saw your character on the sheet.
There he is.
Dude, let's just pull each other's character sheets one night by accident. Not tonight.
By accident.
By accident.
Has to be
I
accident.
guarantee you.
So Freaky Friday?
Nobody
Yeah.
will know the
Oh,
difference.
we'll Freaky Friday.
Oh, I'm safe.
Oh, say, right, mate. I'm gonna shoot a gun,
Inbred
mate.
Australian.
Shoot guns.
No.
I did a really good job.
I call
with
this
your
one a
voice.
pile driver.
Let's change.
It's the
Accelerator.
Nice to meet you. My
Accelerator.
name's Kenneth Quinn. My voice dropped a couple octaves, but that's A-okay.
That's alright. My voice could also drop a couple octaves.
That's really good. Good job.
Both
That's
sound
range.
like McCoy if he was deaf.
I sound like Sam Motherfucking Elliott.
Our founding father.